is everyone today? So, you knew it was coming. We couldn't resist. We haven't played Historic in roughly forever because we just haven't played it much since Explorer's been around. But they brought us back. We couldn't resist. They added Liquimetal Coating, which might mean that land destruction is actually good now because we can blow up a land every turn with card. So I couldn't resist trying to blow up some lands and just checking out these retro artifacts, even though we haven't played Historic in a minute. So I don't know, maybe we just get run over by digital-only cards or whatever, but I'm hoping we can make some arena players super sad with no lands. Hey, what's up, Ludver? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you, Monster CC. M Small, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. As a Vikings fan, sorry to see your loss. Hope you've seen the Super Bowl cheers. That game was wild. Games like that I don't even get mad about. Like, they're just like so ridiculous and entertaining that even though the Bills lost, it was just like such a ridiculously fun game to watch that I came away from, like, I wish we won, but came away from it like, okay, like whatever. That was at least an entertaining afternoon of watching a football game. We don't win unless our opponent salty robes us. I mean, that's the goal. We're not trying to win. We are trying to crush our opponent's soul. That is the real goal today. So here's a plan for today. I think here's my plan, and if you don't like this plan, we can change it up. But the plan is we're going to start with some land destruction and see if we can make it work. We might try some Belchering. I built a Belcher deck. I haven't won with it yet, but there's got to be a way to make Belcher work. Wencube and Corporal Coconut, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. If you got ideas on how to make Belcher work, I'd love to hear them because I think Belcher could be sweet. And then the other part of this is if you want to, we might do some group brewing, some live brewing around retro artifacts. I think the retro artifacts from Brothers War are one of the interesting aspects of the set. There are some really cool ones. Altar of Dementia, Mesmeric Orb, those are new additions to Arena. Phyrexia Processor, if maybe we want to lose all of our life for some reason. Staff of Domination for infinite mana payoffs. Ramos Dragon Engine, Wormcoil, of course, just a really good card. Ashnod's Alter Potential combo piece, Cloud Key combo piece, Door to Nothingness, Prowling Against Odds episode. Howling Mine for Turbo Fog, maybe. Keening Stone. I don't think you could ever play Keening Stone. Psychosis Crawler for Wheels Lodestone to prison people out of the game. So if there's a retro artifact you really like, maybe we do some live brewing as a group and see if we can make a sweet retro artifact deck, at least around one of these cards. So maybe we do some milling with Mesmeric Orb. I don't know, but we're going to start uploading lands and then we're going to go from there. Rune Chanter's Pike. Do you think that card's good anymore? There was a time, I don't know if you've been around for a while, but during original Innistrad, with original Delver in Standard, Rune Chanter's Pike was legit. People were putting this on like Delvers and Restos and just like smashing people in that area, in that era of Delver. Gilgums and Lunvin Harden, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you. Mr. Zahara, how are you? Thank you. We also might have some packs with Legends cards in them to open. Someone sent me these this Dominaria United collector booster to open for them. We haven't been able to make it work. The timing's weird. They're in Israel, so like it's the middle of the night there. So if they show up, I'm set up to do it. So we might get to crack open these packs and see if we can find a tabernacle or something at some point as well. So anyway, let's do our reminders. Christo Funk, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Oh, also, I tweeted about this, but I might as well share it with y'all as well. This is, I don't really like spoiling budget Magic decks because I'm afraid if I spoil them, people won't watch. But, if you want to win in Standard against the black decks and you don't have many wild cards to spend and you're tired of playing like Delver or whatever, I would heavily recommend this deck. And again, the video's coming for Budget Magic, but Simic Boggles, without the Boggles, but in Standard, I think this deck's actually like just super legit in Standard and might be really good. So anyway, if you want the deck list, let me know. But Boggles in Standard, if you want to play it, the video's coming for Budget Magic next week, but get it out there early if you want to try it. So anyway, let's do some reminders. Jump into the game. I love the way how you massacre my name each time in somehow even worse ways. Isn't that impressive how I can say something wrong and then say it even more wrong the next time? It is a skill, I think. Replay YouTube. This week, fight all the old streams, including this one to the future. Normal YouTube. We had some against odds action. Over the top. Oh my god, I love over the top. Over the top is so fun when it goes off. Over the top for against odds yesterday. Tomorrow, we're counting down tier ranking the retro artifacts from the side. This is our sneak peek. We're gonna play some of them, and then tomorrow we're gonna tier rank them, and then tons of other stuff coming up on the YouTube. So definitely check that out. A reminder that our sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. They got Brothers War and Cabal Coffers and Ghostly Prisons. If you want it, they probably have it. They'll even give you a free Goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order list and they'll hook you up. Otherwise, merch page, tokens, t-shirts, playmats, good way to support the stream and the channel and the site. Donations always appreciated, never required. $2 or more gets your message read on stream. Tier ranked for historic or in general. So it was a little bit of a messy tier list because it focused on Explorer and also historic and also historic brawl. So there was a little bit of weirdness there, trying to figure out like what if a card's really good in the best card in the set for historic brawl, like Swiftfoot Boots, but that card's not going to see any play in Explorer and historic. Where do you put that on the tier list? So it was basically all encompassing. It was focused on Arena because that's the only place these cards are new and in different formats, but it does really encompass Explorer, historic, and historic brawl. So all the Arena formats, talking about where the cards fit, what they do, which ones are best. So that's coming up tomorrow. Hopefully it's interesting. Yeah, I pinged Richard. The deck list is showing some of the cards as illegal, which is awkward, but anyway, let's talk about this deck. Start blowing up some lands, start making Arena players sad. So what is the idea of this deck? All we're trying to do is blow up our opponent's lands. How do we blow up their lands? Well, the plan is simple. Early game we ramp with Elvish Mystic and Llanowar Elves. We're trying to get to Stone Rains to blow up lands, Goblin Rune Blasters to blow up lands, Creeping Molds to blow up lands, Primal Command to put lands on top of our opponent's deck, Sawdust Demolishers to blow up lands. But the reason we're playing this now, and the reason it might be possible that land destruction could be good, is a huge new retro artifact edition, Liquimetal Coating. You see Karn the Great Creator. The trick here is we use Karn to tutor up Liquimetal Coating. Liquimetal Coating can turn any permanent into an artifact. Well, if we turn any permanent into an artifact, what we do is Karn with Liquimetal Coating turns one of our opponent's lands into an artifact. Then we uptick the card to turn that land into a 0/0 creature that dies. So what this means is once we get this set up, we get to do this every single turn. Like Karn just keeps upticking, Liquimetal Coating keeps eating away our opponent's lands, and we essentially just lock our opponent out of doing anything for the rest of the game. And then eventually, I don't know, we win with an Elder Gargaroth or a Sawdust Demolish or a Llanowar Elves for that reason. We're not trying to win. We are trying to absolutely crush our spirits, to take away their desire to play Magic by leaving them with no lands. And as I'm talking about this, I think I want to add one more Liquimetal Coating to the sideboard in case the first one gets blown up. What can we cut though? I feel like one more Liquimetal Coating is worth it because we really want that to work. Shifting Ceratops? Probably Chalice. Chalice probably isn't actually going to be relevant in most matchups. Anyway, let's do it. Apparently Tron's not coming to Arena. This is historic at the moment. This is unfortunately fortunately the retro artifacts aren't legal in standard. Also, most of them, some of them are in Explorer, but most of them aren't. What's your overall opinion of the new set? Also limited in impact on Arena formats. So, we want the flawless victory. Opinion on the new set. The new set is super sweet. So far, not enough mana. So far, I've been slightly disappointed in the lack of much innovation in Standard. It feels like to me in Standard, it's been, what do we do? Sand is slow. Our deck really wants to be ramping early or else we can just get too far behind. Elder Gargaroth. I mean, Gargaroth is big. We do have double land destruction on 4, but without ramp, we might be dead by that. Hey, what's up, RM Minta? How are you? How good do you think this deck will actually... Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, opponent getting aggro. I mean, I guess we can kill that, right? So play this on green. I guess we just... we're gonna get arc-lighted, but get rid of the Sprite Dragon. Hey, what's up, Cat? How are you? Good to see you. Monastery Swiftspear, another new edition. Do we have the giant monkey? Wait, what's the giant monkey? Birds! any snow where you are. It's been cold, but we haven't actually had snow here. Snow in upstate New York is really weird. We have like lake effect snow off of Lake Ontario, but it's bands of lake effect snow. So you can get 2 feet of snow in one area and go like a town over and get essentially no snow. So we have not been in one of those bands this time, thankfully, but other places are getting wrecked that are not that far away. I'm curious what's happening on the Moto standard side, because they naturally have more variety, considering they can switch decks more easily. I know Richard plays a lot of standard on Magic Online, so he would actually be a good person to ask about it. Oh, all right, opponent Soulscar Mage. So we can just untap land, blow up a land, but then we can't Gargaroth next turn, and we're getting smacked. We could also just play a tap land and pass and try to Gargaroth, but then they have Soulscar to shrink it. There's a mixture of Anger of the Gods and Brotherhood's End. I think they're both good at different things, so I have some of each. Depending on the matchup, like against Arclight, being able to exile is big, but then there are artifact decks. How do you feel about the Bills game being moved to Detroit? Honestly, I hate it. I mean, I get it. I get it. But my personal feelings is someone who, we're going to blow up a land. We came here to blow up lands. We're going to blow up lands. It's not even good here, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. If we die with this Gargaroth in hand, we will accept our death. I think part of the fun of football is bad weather games. I think that adds to my enjoyment of the game. So for me, ooh boy, if we can live, well, blow up a land. I don't know if we can live, but if we can, look out, Gargaroth into Karn into land eating time. Come on, live. No chaining of cantrips, no counter spells bonus. Soulscar Mage hits us down to 10. Passes. Oh, we could Rune Blast and put him down another land. How greedy is that? How greedy are we? Are we that greedy? 2 lands. Can they kill the Gargaroth? That's the other question. If they do, it's super bad. What could they be holding that they're not casting? They'd be playing lands. It's got to be removal spells, right? What else could it possibly be? You put lives at risk. Well, I mean, if there's actual... So I guess maybe I need to be more informed in this situation. My understanding was it's supposed to be snowy, but if there's actually a danger to people in some way, then that would make sense to me to do something else. On the other hand, I guess I'm from upstate New York, so I'm used to it just being snowy. Like when I hear 2 feet of snow, it's like, oh, that's something that happens multiple times a winter. Like that's just... I don't know, it doesn't, if you are from around here, it doesn't really faze you. But if the thinking is like, it's going to be too dangerous for people traveling or trying to get there or something, I'm definitely sympathetic of that, if that's what's going on. Player McJables, wow, that's a lot of Soulscar mates. Player McJables, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so, thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Fading hope in hand, opponent hits us. Oh, we're dying. Oh, that's so unfortunate. That is so... They got another one, don't they? Do they really have another one? I mean, we got to do it. We don't got another option. Gargaroth. No fading hopes. Yeah, getting a 5-drop bounce for 1 mana is tough. Opponent untaps. Oh, expressive iteration. So busted. Do they find a fading hope? They find something. You know they're gonna, if they have the fading hope, they're gonna reveal it. Steam Vents. Untapped. Also not great. Ancestral Anger. Gets 1,000,000 triggers. Draws 1,000,000 cards. Unholy Heat. Wow. So we don't die, but we are still dead, right? Oh, wow, that's so unfortunate. Decklist for the stream. ! Deck will get you there. Expressive Iteration is a card that probably just should not exist. We've been talking about that one for a long time. But yeah, I mean, I don't really understand. Wait, what are we getting punted for? We were just super dead, right? Like, no matter what we did, we're dead. We didn't account for the trample damage, which maybe that's a punt, but we blocked in the best way possible. So we were still dead no matter what we did. We have a new donation from Mother Frogger. Had the best pre-release ever. Only dropped 2 games. Was able to play 5 of 6 rares I opened and my pre-release promo. Also drafted All Art Teferi and Mishra's Bauble in the same pack. Or opened. Wow, Mother Frogger. That sounds like literally one of the best pre-releases ever. It does not get much better than that. Congratulations. That is awesome. All right, bring in the sweepers. It's probably correct, honestly, to go down a Stone Rain, but we really want to blow up lands. Land destruction is not as effective against a deck like this. I lived in Canada almost 40 years, never seen a snowstorm resulting in 6 feet of snow. We had winters with more than that cumulative, but never in one sitting. 6 feet of snow. Wait, who's getting 6 feet of snow? So yeah, on the Bills thing, like, if it's a safety issue, that's fine. I get that. I would hate to see, though, the end of weather games, because I think weather games tend to be pretty entertaining. I think it's interesting to see how the teams react to not being able to play in the optimal circumstances. I think that's part of what, like, no other sport is like that, right? Maybe soccer a little bit, but like basketball's indoors, baseball, you get a rain shower and they cancel everything. Hockey is also indoors. I guess sometimes you have like the special hockey game that they play outside or whatever, but opponent. But yeah, I hadn't really heard about the potential safety issues, so. And Fading Hope. All right, opponent is annoying. I will give them that. We were supposed to be the ones annoying people, not getting annoyed by Monastery Swift Spears. About it hits us. Well, let's do that. Dirty Fable in the Mirror. We need to stabilize so we can get our Karn, so we can get the Worm Coin and Liquimetal Coating. Plus, it'll probably just get bounced anyway, but how do you draw every Fading Hope? How? Opponent Swift Spear hits us. And another land, untap passes. Well, discard you and discard. I guess you. All right, no lands at all. Well, blow up a steam vents. Yeah, this is a tough matchup for land destruction. Swift Spear is pretty good. This is historic. The retro artifacts. You're gonna head out? You don't like to see lands being blown up, Leegi? We haven't played historic in a while, but the ability to hopefully get flawless victories and lock people out of playing Magic is just, it's too much to resist. That is the thing that can get me to try historic again. It's just too good to pass up. Well, all right, blow up a land. Try to. I mean, I like Explorer. I don't think Explorer's unplayable. You just can't play Liquimetal Coating on Explorer, and I want to get flawless victory, so about it goes attacking. We will not block. You know what we could really use here would be a land. Oh my goodness! How does our opponent hit all these lands? How is this possible? Well, play the land. Karn. Ah! No! Oh no! Oh no! Go attacking at ya. No, Tron is not on Arena, period, at this point. And apparently it's not coming in Jumpstart either. Opponent gets in, hits us for 1. Let's try that again. Opponent, no more stroking. Well, this deck's got a lot of counters for trying to be aggro. Opponent. You know, is attacking. Well, we're going to block here. It's not like we have some huge plan for this reflection, so if it dies, it dies. That'll get our... Oh, okay, that's kind of fine. I mean, that's super fine. Sure, we take 0. Opponent's last card is a Soul Scar Mage. We will strangle the Swift Spear. We will Fable of the Mirror. We're getting there. We're getting there. We are... Oh boy, if we can lock this deck. Just by Thalia Thorn. Ooh. So also on the list, Naz, is doing some live brewing around other retro artifacts. So if y'all have a retro artifact you want to build around, or a deck idea like Artifact Stacks, I am totally down to do some brewing together and see if I just want to see what crazy things we can do with these retro artifacts. I know Historic has been a little bit on the downswing since Alchemy became a thing and kind of soured a lot of people in it, but it is a format where we can do some crazy things. So I'm excited in the possibility of trying to do some crazy things. And then we'll go back. Oh my, wow, our opponent is running incredibly hot here. Sure. Yep. Opponent passes. We will loot away Glorybringer. We will, yeah, just loot away Glorybringer. Kick a Rune Blaster. Blow up a land. Oh, we need to get to this Primal Command. We need the Primal Command. I don't know, do y'all just not play Historic anymore? I mean, so the retro artifact we're playing currently, birds, is Liquimetal Coating, which we would have gotten from our sideboard if our opponent didn't stroke all of our cards. But yeah. About it. I mean, this is land destruction. Historic Brawl is sweet. Hey, what's up, Nipple Nugget? It is Seth. Probably better known as Saffron Olive. You prefer standard? Wait, are they salting out? Why are they salting out here? There is 16. Okay, opponent returns. Hit you with the Goblin. Make a token. Use the token to kill the Soul Scar Mage. So we're still at 6. We are currently not dead. Primal Command can gain a 7. Opponent has 3 lands. We really need one of those cards. Ugh, Sprite Dragon's awkward. Opponent gonna go attacking. Hits us down to 5. Alright, well, flip the Saga. Hit you with the Dorks. Primal Command. Land on top, gain 7? If this is Spell Pierce, we cry. We literally cry. Ooh, Liquimetal Coating Kogla does sound sweet. We can add a Kogla to this deck. What would you do with Phyrexian Processor? Death Shadow. If you want to go really janky life switching shenanigans. About it. Hey, Michelino. Did I get it right? Did I actually nail it this time? Hello. Good to see you. Opponent. You still got 2 lands left after this. Don't get salty yet. We still have a couple more to blow up. Maybe. Our opponent has started roping a bit. Okay, they return. Play the land past the turn. We're up to 12. Opponent just redrew the land. They get in for 1. Replays the land. Well, that's not the best draw, but we don't copy the dork. Go to combat, hit ya. Make some treasures. And then, can we get, oh, we can't, okay. Well, play Llanowar past the turn. I mean, I think we might be winning, right? Seems possible. Opponent's down to 4. Got a deck list for you. I think I made Karn good. Ooh, let me see it, 7-year. I'd love to see it. Opponent. Unholy Heats the Kiki. Makes a 2/2. I mean, you gotta stay on defense, right? Or dead? Oh, scoops it up. Okay. Not flawless, not a flawless victory, but not that far away. Have you Kiki copied Wormcoil yet? No, this is our actual literal first game with the deck. So we have not. That is a dream, though. This is a tough matchup for land destruction. We used to run Phyrexian Processor with Angelic. Ooh, do we have something like that on... Do we have something like that on Arena? Enters battlefield. What would it be? Creature enters battlefield, gain life. I guess you can play it with Righteous Valkyrie because you get to choose... Actually, wait. You don't get to choose a creature type on Processor, do you? Is there an Angelic Chorus effect? So we need something that when a creature enters a battlefield, you gain life equal to the creature's power. It might be easier. Oh, Archon of Redemption. Creature with flying. Have you played Marvel Snap? I have played Marvel Snap. Oh, boy. This hand's so close. It's just a little slow against prowess on the play. Okay, this we'll try. Elvish Mystic, Karn Primal Command. Let's do it. Oh, I wish we had Plow Under in this deck. Plow Under in some ways is even more brutal. Hey, what's up, Avidity? How are you? Because it puts the lands on top. So not only are you going down mana, you're losing your next 2 draws, which is just, it's so brutal. So brutal. Yeah, we're trying to get flawless victories, although prowess is making it hard so far. Are you planning on building a historic deck with Titania in the near future? I hadn't really thought that through. Hey, what's up, Aussie Dave? How are you? I'm doing wonderfully. I mean, I'm blowing up lands, so of course I'm doing wonderfully, or attempting to blow up lands. Obliterating Bolt's not a bad draw. Fictional. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tip to you. Thank you. I'm ready for Snowmageddon. Apparently it's coming. It'll be interesting to see how much of it hits me, though. I was talking about this earlier, like, the way the lake effect snow works around here is, it's so much about, like, bands of lake effect snow, so you can get 2 feet of snow in one place, and then, like, 15 minutes away, there's hardly any snow because they just weren't in one of the, like, persistent bands of lake effect snow. So I don't know exactly how much. I haven't heard anything about it being, like, Buffalo bad here. Ooh, Terror of the Peaks Phyrexian Processor does sound sweet. 3 cards. Soul Scar Mage. Play this on red. Play Karn. Opponent is all about stoking our Karns. Or charming them. I guess that also works. If you can't stoke it, charm it. I request a video of Bear playing in the snow. Bear does love the snow. He's currently sleeping near my feet. So Phyrexian, hey, what's up, Rugger? How are you? Opponent. That's not a great one to have off Archmage's charm. Well, kick a Ruin Blaster, I guess. Blow up a land. Oh, we need, like, another mana or 2? We're staying alive, sort of. I got a playset of Plow Under signed by Edbeer Jr. earlier this year with intentions of rebuilding Mono Green Land Destruction. Mono Green Land Destruction and Modern are one of my favorite budget decks. Have you tried Soldiers in Standard? A bit. Well, okay. Let's bring a bit of glory. Oh no! Boy, this deck has a lot of counters for an aggro deck. Okay, that's less than ideal. Swift Spear. Opponent. Getting frisky. Hits us to 10. Well, anger the gods. Sweep him. Sweep him. Opponent. Another expressive iteration. Uh-huh. Oh, that sounds sweet, Squirtle. The one James! Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. We're trying to blow up lands today. Yeah, soldiers, they did really well on... Oh, I think the time has come. They did really well on early access day. So we gain 7. You put that on top of your deck. Play the tap land. Opponent. What's the follow-up? Sprite Dragon. Gets and hits us. Replays the land. Well, okay. Karn. Take it down. It's got to be Wormcoil, right? I think it's just got to be... as much as I want a Liquimetal Coating, it would be so greedy. We could Liquimetal Coating shut down the Den of the Bugbear. Keep it from activating. Oh, but it's so greedy. Wallet Chaos. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you, thank you, thank ya. I played your Mono Red Power Stone deck. The deck can do some insane things. I had an absolutely nuts game where I stabilized against Esper Fiend at 2 life and they were 35 and I won. Yeah, when it works, it really does cool things. I think we gotta take Wormcoil. It could get they wouldn't stroke a worm. Nah. All right, Wormcoil go. I think we do have to do it this way. Any Goldfish Peeps going to Philly? Actually, so nothing is confirmed yet, but we had Commander Clash today, and I asked the crew about it, and Tomer said maybe. Krim said he actually really wanted to go, but wasn't confirmed yet. And then I am also not 100% confirmed, but I think it's likely since Philly's not that far away. So I think there's a decent chance that at least some of us will be there. Richard, I don't think is happening. And the European guys, Phil and Niatuk, I would be surprised if they made another trip to the US that soon. Oh, wow, we get another Karn activation. Okay. Maybe we should have a Platinum Angel in our sideboard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, my goodness. Boom. Out of here, Stormwing Entity. Boom. Old Border Wormcoil Engine. Karn. Sad to cash it in, but can we take Sundering Titan? They only have one basic land type at the moment. Could take Maze. I guess Maze Mind Tome is fine. Try to draw another card. Yeah, full price Stormwing's not the best. If we can get an A Wormcoil hit, Sprite Dragon, sure. As long as we don't get Fading Hoped here, this Wormcoil should just carry. Wormcoil is such a huge new addition. And Archmage's Charm. Draw some cards. That is fine. Grow those dragons. As long as we're getting in Wormcoil attacks, opponent goes attacking. Welcome to the Fishbowl. First time sub. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. I'll kick a Rune Blaster. Get rid of that Den of the Bugbear. Worm ya. Oh, gain 6. Wormcoil Legend. Play the land. And I think we're good. I think we did it. Piercing our spells, eh? All right. Opponent untaps. This is historic at the moment. Oh boy, considers. I mean, if they can chain together enough cantrips, who knows? Mills a negate, draws a card. Opponent. Whoa! Oh my god, they're gonna win. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, did they kill themselves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's unbelievably unfortunate. We don't win, right? We can hit our opponent to 1, but we can't win. Wow. The math on that one, that was brutal. All right, defensive glory bringer. Wow. Yeah, we're one short. We got to pay a green and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, pay a green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can't tap the lair of the Hydra, obviously. So we end up one short. Oh, that fading hope. Goes attacking. Well, this ended up being a really close game. Down to 3. Random 1 drop. Opponent pat. Okay, well, we go for it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lair the Hydra. X5. Oh, we still got there. Wow, I think our opponent punted that game. Oh, 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 wow. Ooh, we got there. Well, that's not the best land destruction matchup. That's not the best land destruction matchup. However, we overcame. Did I see the D&D? Is there a trailer for the D&D movie? D&D Honor Among Thieves trailer. Is this actually good? Oh my god, that's loud. All right, did it just come out? Oh, 3 months ago. I think didn't we watch this already? I have not seen the D&D movie. Is the D&D movie actually out? Or is it coming out in the future? 1-0. 1-0. Although not enough lands blown up yet. I don't even know if that counts as a victory. Do you think it'll actually be good? Yeah, I think we actually watched this when it first came out. Whatever happened to the Magic TV show? How'd it look, Michelino? You're from the future? You came back just to tell us. Did you come back to warn us not to watch the movie or to tell us to watch the D&D movie? If you came back from the future, there's got to be some important reason. Have I tried Altar of Dementia yet? No, but on our list for today is, so we want to blow up lands. We want to try to get a flawless victory. That's goal number 1. But doing some group brewing with the retro artifacts is also on the list. So if there's one you really want to brew around, once we get the flawless victory or give up on getting the flawless victory, we might do some of that. I came from the future to tell you to sell Hasbro stock. You should have told me that like 3 days ago, Monster CC. You were the worst kind of time traveler. You came back right after everything crashed to tell me to sell my Hasbro stock. Door to Nothingness seems like a good Against the Odds episode. Ooh, Harmonic Protege. Well, I guess we got to kill it. So opponent, they are playing a scary deck. Boy, we'd love to draw land here. We have triple land destruction in hand. And this Anger of the Gods could be good. One more land. I got a Belcher list. I haven't been able to figure out how to make it work, but maybe with our brain powers combined, we can do it. The problem I've run into, so if you have ideas about how to fix it, the problem I've run into with Belcher, yeah, let's just do this. This should hit its lands. The problem I've run into with Belcher is Munez. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. The problem that I ran into with Belcher is the easiest way to play Belcher is, yeah, Shaman are so sweet. Easiest way to play Belcher is to go all MDFCs to power up your Belcher. But then what I've run into in Historic is just being a little too slow and painful against egg. If Well, I feel bad about discarding 2 creeping molds here, but I think that's what we got to do. Wow, we cannot draw land to save our lives. All right, well, get in with the Gobbo. Opponent. Blocks. Well, in that case, the gods are angry. But then control is a tough matchup because they counter Belcher. So if aggro is a tough matchup and control is a tough matchup, that leaves you with a narrow pathway to glory. Well, you know what? Boom. 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 Wait, if you mutate on a... Does this go infinite? If you mutate on a Fable, does it just go infinite with itself? Like infinite equal to the amount of mana you have? I think it does. Does it say another? Oh, it does. I was thinking it just said non-legendary when it says another non-legendary. All right. All right. No fun to be had there. Well, I guess we'll just have to settle for blowing up lands. Constellation prize. Blow up your land. Blow up your land. Hit you for 6. And about it. Done. We also need a salty scoop. We were promised arena player tiers, and we haven't got that yet either. We're winning, which I'm not going to complain about winning, but there's been a lack of tiers and a lack of flawless victories so far. Well, trim. Bring in a bit more removal. Yeah, let's go something like that. So, since we only have 1 copy of Cage, I think it's best to leave it Constellation prize, like the stars, yeah. Since we only have 1 Cage, I think our odds are higher of getting it with Karn than they are drawing it. All right, well, we got a sweeper. That's pretty good against our opponent's deck. Ooh, double Stone Rain. All right, no Mana Dork, though. So we need 1 more land. Oh, hey, Seth. Check out the deck I'm taking to my LGS Extremely Hostile Tron-filled meta. Ooh. I do like decks that hate on Tron. Those are my favorite decks. All right, opponent, have your fun. Opponent should be able to go off here. Bringing Kitty back. Ooh, some Saheeli combo, eh? With Avalanche Riders. I like it. Brought back Avalanche Riders. Spicy. Ephemera. I like it. That looks super fun. Get the brought back synergies. Get the sack synergies. Get the blink synergies. That looks like the kind of deck I would enjoy. I have already built Belcher. I just have not had success with it yet. But we'll try it. We will try Belcher tonight for sure. Sweep the board. Number 1. Pass the turn. Maybe we should have waited, but Harmonic Prodigy is scary. Ooh, also everyone, if you're someone who enjoys Magic coverage, oh boy. If you're someone who enjoys Magic coverage, there is actually coverage of Pioneer. Oh, wow. The big Shaman turn. Oh, God. Okay. Maybe we should have held our sweeper a little bit longer. Well, this is fine. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Yeah, maybe we were too greedy. Harmonic Prodigy is just so scary, but... Recently on Historic playing Esper Control. Any fun janky brews you can recommend? Well, the fun janky brew of the day is Land Destruction, although how good that janky brew is remains to be seen. Are we dead? This is a 4/4 now? Jeez. Yeah, this is why Shaman is a good deck. This is why. 4, 8, 12... down to 1. Okay. I mean, or down to 3. I think this means we're dead. I don't think there's anything we can draw that makes us undead. Even Sweeper, this Burning Tree lives and kills us, right? Oh, discard 2 Stone Rains. Yeah, those don't do it. All right. Yeah, well, I guess we should have held on to the anger a little longer. Oh, there's so, you know, Magic's bringing back the organized play system, sort of. So, this weekend is the RPCQs, whatever they're called now, but the biggest qualifier short of a pro tour. Like, everyone does their regionals and then, or everyone does their local RPTQ, I think it is. Everyone does their local qualifiers, and then you end up going to the regional qualifiers, which is the biggest tournament other than the pro tours or worlds. But this weekend they're actually doing coverage. It's RPTQ Atlanta. One of like 2 they do each year, but or each season. I might be getting the scheduling wrong, but all that to say, this weekend is Pioneer coverage from Atlanta at an actual pretty high importance tournament. So if you're in the mood to try to watch some Magic, we actually have real coverage with good casters, and it should be sweet. And it's all Pioneer. There's no limited, there's no standard, none of that stuff. Pioneer the entire weekend, which should be pretty fun. Time to just like put our hand on the bottom to this Valakut Awakening, like most or all of it. That might actually be our best bet. I guess, okay, we'll play it safe. Play the tap land. I guess the Shatter Soul Smashing can kill some stuff. I also, yes. Twitch.tv/ I want to say DreamHack is the channel it's on. Burning Tree. Dirty. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. The big shaman turn. We draw another Shatter Skull Smashing. Not great. All right. Well, now we're definitely spinning for a sweeper. Play the land, pass the turn. We need the sweeper. We need the sweeper soon. Pound it. Rootbound Craig. Rage Forger. Everything to the bottom. Can we hit one of our many sweepers? Draw 5. Ooh, all right, we can hit multiples of our sweepers. That's not the worst. Opponent hits us. We take a big attack, but we're not dead yet. I am preparing myself for the snowstorm. When is the worst of it supposed to be? Oh, let me see, 7 year. Stone Rain. Well, play the mountain. Anger the gods away the board. Lano or elves. Now we need the Karn. This is where we could start actually locking our opponent. They only have 3 lands. Down to 2 after Stone Rain. Not impossible. We got land destruction in the mana base. Not impossible we could get the flawless victory. Oh, opponent passes. Oh, that's great. That is super good. Stone Rain. Get rid of the Lair of the Hydra. Strangle. Get rid of the Bone Crusher Giant. Tap land. Come on, land destruction. Put it down to 18. 2 lands on the battlefield. Burning Tree. I mean, if they rebuild too much, we can't sweep again. And okay. Stone Rain. One land. 1 land on the battlefield. Only 1. DreamHack, that's what it is. DreamHack Twitch. About it. Yeah, I think it's Saturday and Sunday. So I'm planning on tuning in and checking it out. In between watching the Bills play a home game in Detroit, apparently. Not dead enough. Our opponent still has lands. Kill it. Come on, deck. Yes! Blow it up. Yes! Flawless? Are we going flawless? Yes! Flawless victory! Got him. And that's not in a very easy matchup to go flawless, but we did it. Okay, it's working. Oh, let me see 7 here. Okay, this deck's sweet. This deck's so far so good. Prismatic Hockey Puck. Ooh, wow, this is a spicy list. I was actually messing around with Serenith Great Worm today, and it's not as bad as I thought. It's not as bad as I thought. Oh, this looks sweet. It reminds me a little bit of like a multicolor take on the Power Stone deck that we played for Budget Magic. With the idea, it seems like just Power Stone, Power Stone, Power Stone, get into something big. Energy Refractor to make real mana out of the Power Stones is a cool idea. I like it. I still don't know if I'm sold on Karn. Does Karn actually feel good 7 year? That I'm slightly skeptical of. I don't know. Does it do enough? Ooh. All right. We need some land destruction, but we can ramp. Why is Flesh Gorger $17? I think it's one of the best cards from the set, honestly. Opponent. Also Elvish Mystic. Okay. Well, in that case, we will Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Do you also have a Fable of the Mirror Breaker? I like Visions of Phyrexia a lot, too. Oh, we do need a Flawless emote. We probably wouldn't be able to use it nearly as much as... Oh, Anger seems really good if this is Elves. Oh, this is actually excellent. Discard. Oh, watch this. Going to a little demolishing here. Yeah. No lands for you. And then we get to smack you and make a treasure. Ooh. Oh, wait, did we break it? Did we break Historic? Hey, what's up, Magic Art? How are you? Yes, exclamation point deck will take you to the deck list that we're currently using. Flawless number 2? Can we get another Flawless? Blast Zone. Sure. Goes attacking. Land Destruction? No. All right. Well, in that case, obliterate the Mystic. Hit ya. Wait, it's the wrong deck? What deck is in there? All right, let me look at this deck list. Oh, wait, it didn't update? All right, updating the deck list now. That was the last deck from last stream. Yeah, killing Mana Dork should kind of count as destroying a land. All right, the deck list command should be set now. Opponent, what are they playing? Elves? Green Ramp? I don't know. We'll bring in more sweepers. Sadly, we have not got to see our retro artifacts do anything yet. The matchups where we've drawn them, they've just gotten countered. So we haven't actually got to see them go off. I really want to lock someone with Karn. I'm making Esper Thopter Tribal Commander because I'm done. No one expects the Snare Thopter. Ooh, what is your commander, Magic Art? Hey, Seth, I qualified for the APAC Champs, but I have an extra promo Jedit Ojinin. If I snail mail it to you, can you include it next time you do a giveaway? Aussie Dave, I would love to. Yes, thank you. How did, wait, when are the APAC Champs? Or did they already happen? Oh, we got a lot of removal. I guess we just put our land destruction spell to the bottom for now. Elvish Mystic. Yeah, we'll just Shatter Skull. It's fine. MDFZ. What is the format? Oh, that undoes a lot of land destruction spells. Okay, that's not the best. Well, Obliterating Bolt you. Okay, maybe this is different than we thought. We might have sideboarded poorly if our opponent's playing Cultivate. Hey! Wait, what was your commander, Magic Art? Llanowar Elves. Oh, this is bad news. Bad news. Feels so bad, but kill it. The best part about Karn is that you easily get 4+ Power Stones out of him because nobody tries to remove him until it's too late. That does make sense. The reputation of Karn, yeah, I think we're dead here. Okay, so our opponent's not playing what we thought they were playing. They're actually trying to play big stuff in Ram spells. This might be bad. Oh. All right. Yep. Okay. So we sideboarded 1,000,000% wrong. Opponents, the land destruction could be good if we can get it going early enough. Yes, Anger of the Gods Brotherhood End are not what we want to stop what our opponent's doing. This is tough. All right, let's blow some lands. Is it worth burning your Obliterating Bolt on something like that at this point? Yeah, I don't know. I guess the problem is they're unlikely to play anything. Oh, if we had a Mana Dork, this hand would be the dream. But we don't. I think the problem is nothing they're likely to play is going to die to Obliterating Bolt anyway. So I feel like we might as well try to keep them off their mana. Slightly in the wrong order. Just slightly. Opponent plays a Mind Stone and an Elvish Mystic. Well, that's actually not the worst. Shattered Skull Smashing actually kind of nice. This is almost like blowing up 2 lands. All right, 2 dorks down. Opponent. Land. So much ramp. So much ramp. Well, blow up a land. Yeah, this is like the nightmare matchup for what we're trying to do. Pass the turn about it. Hey, it's a land. And another Solemn. Every single thing our opponents played is put mana on the battlefield. Every single one. No exceptions. Everyone. Try to blow up a land. Not that it actually matters at this point. Play the tap land. Pass the turn. Opponents like tech to beat our Opponents like teching to beat our archetype. Ugin Manifest goes attacking. Well, Glorybringer. Yeah, this is tough. I wonder how much differently it would have went if we had had the Mana Dork on turn 1. If we had had the Mana Dork on turn 1, would it have worked? Oh, come on now. Oh, fair enough. Well, I mean, opponent got that one. That is... I wonder... Yeah, all right. Mono green, eh? Well, they got us. They got us. I wonder how their deck competes against the rest of the meta. I'm curious. Is it really a format where that deck can work against the meta in general? If they didn't put the counter on Titan, you could have made it work. I mean, weren't we dead in like a million different ways? How do we, even without the counter, how do we beat a 7/7? Yeah, the thing I wonder about is how do they generate card advantage? Like, we've seen the ramp decks that are successful in Modern Magic usually have Hydroid Crosses or things like that. So, because if you're just YOLOing it, you're running at a high risk of drawing the wrong half of your deck. You draw 1,000,000 ramp spells and no finishers, or 1,000,000 finishers and no ramp. So I wonder how they get around that problem. Hey, nice hand, Daddy. That was a very impressive draw for sure. I'd love to see your list. We were just talking about. I was curious how a deck like that works in 2022. how it gets around the drawing the wrong half of your deck problem. You don't need card advantage if you have such mana advantage. I mean, I don't know, because the problem with ramp like that is you go Land and War, cultivate, solemn, I'm empty-handed, draw land and war, and you just lose. So I don't think you can. I mean, that's where the bad draws can come in. Well, this is going to be a good Anger of the Gods. Our opponent plays a nerf card, gets their deck nerfed by an Anger of the Gods. We do kind of need more lands, though. Little stuck on mana, even though the 3-for-1 is nice. Third Path Iconoclast. I want to blow up a land, but it's probably more correct to try to Fable so we hit lands for the future. Oh, what do we do? Ranger Man! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. I'm also going to make... Wait, Magikarp. I missed it. I saw something about Bird Tribal, but... Kill a land? Alright, we'll kill a land. I saw something about Bird Tribal, however... Alright, blow up a land, see what happens. No Spell Pierce is good. The best card print in the last 2 years. Maybe. One of them. Expressive Iteration. Over 100 games, I had a 75% win percentage with my version of Mono Green Ramp Walkers. Back when it was going to Mythic. So no need for card draw when you have a lot of finishers. I mean, that's definitely an impressive win percentage. So we can blow up a land. We can Fable and not take 3 from our Shatter Skull Smashing. We could Shatter Skull Smashing to kill Iconoclast, but that feels the worst because we really need the mana. Can you check out my deck using Sword of the Meek? Oh, do you have a Sword of the Meek deck for Historic Spicy? Well, I mean, we came here to do one thing. And that is blow up lands. And we are going to do that one thing, or go down trying. Alright, opponent, 0 red mana. Johnny Cycles! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Opponent has a 1 mana spell. An Opt. Sword Anvil Sack. Ooh, okay. Cauldron Familiar does seem like a good way to take advantage of Sword of the Meek. And then only call Anvil Sack artifacts. That looks sweet. I really like that idea. That does seem like a good way to potentially make it work. Down to 8. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, I think we're dying here. Glorybringer. We need to draw another sweeper, I guess, like right this second. Like now we got one more in our deck. Can we draw it right this second? About it down to 12, but well, we're again. Well, there's a lot of 1 mana cantrips now. Remember when Wizards thought it would Remember when they thought it would be good to put Brainstorm into this format? Oh, Wizards. Wizards blows my mind. They crack me up. Like, oh, let's put Brainstorm into every format until it breaks. And then like, oh, why are our formats not doing well? I have an idea. Maybe you should stop putting Brainstorm into formats and Expressive Iteration. Yeah, I mean, we blew up lands, but we probably would have increased our odds of winning by not blowing up lands and instead getting Fable the Mirror Breaker down. I mean, Fable the Mirror Breaker is a messed up a messed up Magic the Gathering card. So it probably would have increased our win percentage. Oh, boo. I mean, Brainstorm's gone now, so that is good news. Mono Green Tron. Here's the Mono Green deck we lost to. Ramp, ramp, ramp. We saw all of those cards. Karn. I don't see a Liquimetal Coating. Without a Liquimetal Coating, is this even a Karn deck? Nissa, Ugin, Cultivate Mindstone. Yeah, I mean, I guess with all these powerful planeswalkers that can take over the game. So you have like, so Karn is a finisher, Nissa is a finisher, Ugin, I guess also is a finisher, both of them. So I guess there's just enough finishers that you just trust it's going to work out. I'm sure whatever percentage of losses are probably games where it's like, Elvish Mystic, Cultivate, draw a bunch of lands, do nothing. But there's probably enough finishers that you just hit them more or less naturally, although needs to be a Liquimetal Coating. If you're not getting a Flawless Victory or even playing Magic, their cards don't like liquids. But what about fluids? How do they feel about fluids? In GP Vegas, I sat 2 people away from Rosewater to Infinity Draft. I was able to generate infinite mana and make infinite clown tokens. Turn 4 the first game. Yeah, we did an Infinity Draft in the hotel room in Vegas, and Tomer had that same combo. I was surprised that there's just like a 2-card infinite mana combo, and one of the cards is a land that you want in your deck anyway. Unholy Heat, the bad version. Have you seen the infinite combo in standard with Sushi, Cave Guard, and Prince Urza? I have not. What is the infinite combo? I really don't want to anger the gods of Ledger Shredder, but I kind of feel like we have to, because if it grows, then we're not going to be able to kill it. We know they got all this token stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think sadly, unfortunately, I think we do have to... Oh, the whole 1-for-1 anger of the gods does not feel good. Wait, what is this combo? Suchi Cave. Let me look this up. Suchi Cave Guard. So I know this. The 8 mana 8/8. When it dies, it makes 8 mana. What is the other piece of the combo? Urza. Oh, the rare Urza. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Well, I mean, that could be a fun, like, against odds thing. So basically you need Urza, Suchi. Is there a sack outlet in standard? What is the best sack outlet? Do we have a free repeatable sack outlet? But what is the sack outlet? That does sound sweet. I mean, oh yeah, I mean, in historic or modern, there's a lot of options, but in historic or modern, getting an 8-drop on the battlefield is a much bigger ask. Like, getting a 4-drop on the battlefield can be a big ask in those formats. Ledger Shredder. About it. Boy, a lot of people playing prowess decks, that's for sure. People love their prowess decks, apparently. Well, Stone Rain. Blow up a land. Boy, we have not drawn Karns. We have not drawn Karns tonight, like, at all. The only ones we did draw were in that first game when they got stroked. Mania is fun. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Wait, don't we need a free sack outlet? Does Anj work? I guess Anj would let you keep. So Anj would win the game because you would just drain them. So there's not a way to make infinite Suchis then, or is there? if you had a free sack outlet, you would make infinite Suchis eventually, right? You keep copying, and eventually you'd have enough mana that some would be left over. But Anj would, if you had all three, Anj would win the game. That does sound spicy. And Power Stones, I guess, could help ramp into it. Yeah, so there's no Woe Striders. That does sound, I like it. I like the idea. We might have to, I mean, it definitely sounds like, to me, a super against the odds style deck, but I like against the odds decks. It could definitely be fun to try. See if we can make the combo go off. Yeah, a lot of colors, a lot of pieces, a lot of mana. So probably not breaking standard anytime soon, but it would be really cool. It reminds me of what was that? There was this 3-mana artifact. I can't think of the name of it now. This was years ago. There was a 3-mana artifact that you could pay 7 and make a copy of an artifact. Do you remember that one? And there was an infinite combo with that one as well. Yeah, this is the night stream. This is our late stream. By late, it's like 6 o'clock Eastern time. We're trying to blow up lands in Historic at the moment. About it. So many expressive iterations. Should we be playing blue mana for expressive iteration to find our land destruction? Apparently. Apparently, you should just always be playing every expressive iteration possible. About it, plays a land passes. Well, Valakut Awakening. I don't know how we kill this Ledger Shredder, like, ever. Put a land to the bottom. Hell, there's Karn finally, but... Oh, I guess we gotta pass if we play... I mean, maybe Karn can find something. Maybe Karn can find something that'll save us. We have a new donation from opponent going to do some Ledger Shredding. Gets in with the Ledger Shredder. Opponent's trying to play a modern deck. Doing their best to be a modern deck. Well, alright. Field of Ruin. See how greedy our opponent is with basics. New donation from Dinian Wildfire, $5 donation. I got to play no land. Oh, no land. Okay, that's good. I got to play my Kalia deck in my LGS last night. Land, Mana Crypt, Talisman, Jewel Lotus, meant Turn 1 Kalia, felt nice. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty easy win. Turn 1 Kalia kinda busted. Just a smidge busted. Thank you for the donation, dog. Yeah, that sounds sweet. Too sweet almost. About it, cast Consider. Yeah, why don't we have Wasteland in this format? Historic is the weirdest format. Opponent casts a Spell Pierce so they can connive discards on Malevolent Hermit. We will pay for the Spell Pierce. About it. Spell Pierce number 40? No. Alright. Take down the Karn. See what we can see. Boy, no one has basic land types. Maybe Sundering Titan's not going to be as good as I thought because there's just no basic land types in this format. So I guess we got to take the Worm Coil because Karn's going to die. We do need Karn to live to actually do the Liquimetal Coating thing, and it's not happening here. So I guess we're going to worm him. Hey, Seth, updated Portal Control if you'd like to check it. Oh, another one. Expressive Hitter. Chalice on 2, please. Portal Control 2.0. Ooh, some Flesh Scorching action. Sweet. Yeah, the deck was super fun, Stone Rain. I think, I can't remember our record. We go 1-1 maybe? Something like that. We got in a couple games with it. The one that I remember winning, it was pretty sweet. The Brilliant Restoration, Reanimate Triple Portal was super fun. 1-1 Multiverse looks fun, too. About it. Slaying in more spells, doing more conniving. Best Weird Al album. Did you watch the Weird Al movie? It's actually, like, not that bad. For being, like, Roku channel and being about Weird Al, it was funnier than I expected it to be, honestly. Best Weird Al album. I don't know if this exists, but it's... Are they gonna stoke this? Are they gonna counter opponent? The Best Weird Al album is just a compilation of his polkas, I think. Opponent continues to annoy. I mean, I guess when you draw half your deck every game, you're gonna find your good cards. Glory Bringer, not good enough. About it. Yeah, I don't know about expressive iteration. We've talked about this many times before, but... All right, opponent. Ya did it. Ya did it. You have expressively iterated. We need better pets, don't we? The pets on Arena are... I mean, they're okay, I guess, but they could be so much more interesting. I don't know... With them doing all these Secret Lair crossovers and Universes Beyond, doesn't it seem like you should be able to have Slurms McKenzie or something as your pet? Like, I don't know. I would think you should be able to. Well, will our opponent let us resolve this spell? It appears that the answer is yes. Unfortunately, the spell that is resolved is so late in the game, and Ledger Shredder 2 is so big that none of this is likely to have an impact on the outcome of the game. Opponent discards a channel land. And good luck with standard, Gulag. All right, Unholy. Yeah, opponent really is trying their best to be a modern deck. Shouldn't there be Universes Beyond Arena cosmetics? Oh, speaking of Transformers, what do you think about the Transformers in Commander? Is that something that's exciting to you or no? Emrakul, but yeah, you could even do more iconic Magic characters. That would also be interesting. But it seems like, I don't know, they're just kind of like so... They're just kind of so boring. Like, I don't know. I've never seen a pet on Arena that has really excited me. They're all just kind of like, meh, okay, like, I guess that's all right. But none of them are, for me at least, have been actively like, wow, that's super cool, I gotta have that pet. It's always like, oh, I guess it defaulted to putting a pet on here, and it's not so annoying that I'm gonna go through the effort of taking it off, but I would like a pet that's actively exciting for once. Like, one that is legitimately sweet. Yeah, I got the free Warhammer sleeves. I just noticed them in the store, so I figured I might as well snag them. Burkus Stockles, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you. So I would, Fibblefet Pat, I would definitely play that. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Or like more super old retro characters, like, I don't know, original Brushwag or something. Stuff, yeah, Basky Ruwala, like stuff like that would be sweet. What is the top tier pet at the moment? Wow, we can still do nothing. Boy. I feel like this matchup should be good, but we're starting off with on the mulligan with such a slow draw that it's might not actually be good here. About it. Fabled Passage Cracks. I would definitely play. We need a big bearded pet. Uncle Istavad pet. About it. Plays. Demonic Pact. Ooh. Can we punish our opponent out of this game? Goblin Rune Blaster. I mean, if we can blow up enough lands that our opponent dies to their own Demonic Pact, that would be so sweet. About it. It's a choice. What do they choose? Damage, draw, discard, or lose the game. First land destruction not until turn 4 is not quite as fast as we're hoping, for sure. Well, we will discard, and we will discard. That's our plan. Blow up lands until our opponent dies. Opponent. Looking at our Rune Blaster. Thinking. But what is the best current pet? Is there a good current pet? With the Transformer cards on Moto, is the crew going to do a few weeks of robots in disguise? A few weeks, no. But an episode seems likely. Krim is a big fan of Transformers. So I think it's likely that there is a Commander Clash episode of them. Rune Blaster. Blow up your add a Carways. Play the tap land. Pass the turn. Opponent draws some cards. Oh, we're so close. The question is going to be, do they have a counter? Can we keep them off lands long enough to make them die to the Demonic Pact? Oh, this is going to be so close. This is going to be so close. The Owl's not bad. What's the one that used to make your opponent lose because it would fly in front of their stuff and they couldn't click it? That's probably S tier, actually. That's from a competitive perspective. How are we feeling about the Fox? I don't even know why the Fox is my pet. You know what would be really cool if you could add your own pets? Like if I could put Bear on here instead of the Fox, that would be sweet. I know, exactly. If you could send in a picture and pay them to make a custom pet. There's so many untapped revenue sources. Wait, Salty Scoop? Is this a Salty Scoop? Not quite. Rescuer. Okay. Our opponent decides to pick up their Demonic Pact. Plays a Hall of the Storm Giants. Goes attacking, no blocks. Okay. No, we will mutate on the Rune Blaster. Blow up your Black Source. Rescuer Chimera. What is this card? What is this card? Well, I guess we hit you. I don't know if this is enough. Opponent goes to 12, but they managed to pick up their Demonic Pack, so they're no longer at risk of dying, and now they have not that fast of a clock on them. Oh, Showinga? What? What in the world? Another. Stop drawing lands, opponent. Come on now. Come on now. That's a lot of lands in the gray. Our opponent is flooding their way into being able to play this game. I mean, that Black Source is getting them closer again. Opponent has a Vanishing Verse off the Black Source they field down to 11. I'll blow up their Black Source. Wow. Wow, this is the most lands that we've blown up in a losing effort. Huh, where did this card come from? Is that Commander Legends Baldur's Gate? Apparently. I mean, the ratio of lands to non-lands is typically the same. We finally ran them out, but oh no, we didn't. They drew another. Jeez. Okay. Flooding their way to victory. There are 5 rares that I'm seeing in Scryfall, but missed in spoilers for Bro. Am I crazy? What are they? Unrivaled Aesthetic. That was disappointing. We blew up so many no Karn again. No Karn again. We just never find Karns. And that was a bit of a slow start. That was slower than we were hoping. We didn't have any ramp. The first thing that we blew up was what, turn 4? So we just started off, or our opponent had enough of a chance to get things going before he started blowing up lands. Yeah, there's so many random cards that are like not really in the set, but sort of in the set these days that it's hard to. You got like the jumpstart cards, you got the set booster cards, you got the main set cards, you got the commander precon cards. There's and then there's like 10 versions of each card or whatever the number is. Like, I don't know how anyone tracks it anymore. It's weird it's so different to see cards and not know what they are. It's so strange. Like 2 years ago, I don't think you could have put a card in front of me that was printed within the last year and I wouldn't know what it was. But now there's so many versions of cards and so many like random little things that like don't show up in standard, no one ever plays anywhere, but exist because they were in a set booster or something. And it gets a lot trickier. It gets a lot trickier than it was in the past. I'd like new cards, so this isn't a complaint about getting new cards, but at some point I wonder, like, if you overload me as someone who just like does this all day every day, I don't know how anyone's supposed to keep up, like really keep up on it. Ooh. All right. Live Elvish Mystic, and we have turn 2 Stone Rain, which is pretty good. Actually, if we play Llanowar, then we know Mystic's not dying on turn 1. About it. Tap land, okay. Mountain. Stone Rain you. How's it feel to have no lands about it? How's it feel about it? Tap land. Well, Shatter Skull Smashing untapped. Creeping Mold you. Please stop drawing lands, opponent. Or let us draw a card for once, opponent. Tap land. Okay, that works. Rune Blaster, kick it. Blow it up. Play the tap land. Hit you for 2. Down to 18. No land. Oh, swamp, okay. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Hit ya. Lair of the Hydra. We're going to hold on to this Mystic for discarding purposes. Opponent untaps. All right, another land. Well, discard and discard. See what we can find. Oh, the worst draws ever. Go to combat. Hit ya. Okay. So that's a few lands. Past the turn. About it. Down to 10. GG. That's the dream. The turn 2 land destruction. When you get that draw, that is, especially on the play, that is about as unbeatable as one of our draws can be. So I don't think it's correct to animate the Lair of the Hydra there. I think because our opponent had potential removal mana up, I think the right way to do that is attack with our... Basically, what we want to do is force our opponent to use their stuff to answer the our creatures that are on the board. And then once they have to do that and they're tapped down, then we swing in with the Lair of the Hydra for lethal. So yes, we could have theoretically closed out the game faster by activating Lair of the Hydra, but one of the only ways I think we can lose that game is if we fire up Lair of the Hydra, our opponent has a Doomblade style effect, some Vanishing Verse or whatever to kill it, and then they untap and sweep our board. That's the one way that we go from almost an unlosable position to losing the game. So I think actually it's better to just leave it back there and play it one turn slower. Still no Karn though. Where's our Karn? More likely to have removal later on. True, but because we have 3 creatures on the battlefield, I don't think our opponent has the... I think we have enough pressure that our opponent doesn't have the luxury of just sitting back and waiting for us to activate the Lair of the Hydra. Like, they're going to have to tap down, and we've seen their deck in it. Oh, this could be bad. Maybe we're the one getting mana screwed this game. about it. What are you taking? Looking at all the options. Oh, the downside to MDFCs takes the Llanowar. Well, Delicate Awakening. I mean, we got a card. We got a card. We got a card. I just gotta say, you're the worst Yu-Gi-Oh streamer ever. You're the best MTG streamer, though. Wait, when did I stream Yu-Gi-Oh? Is that actually a thing that happened? Did I stream Yu-Gi-Oh without realizing it? Have I been streaming in my sleep again? So, I don't know if this is true. So but it is kind of funny. So when I was out in Vegas this year, sack it, counter non-creature spell, most from place 2. When I was out in Vegas, I was sharing a room with Krim. And the first night that we were there, the next morning we go to get breakfast, and Krim's like, "Did you know you like do videos in your sleep?" He said, "I swear, when you went to sleep last night, you started talking in your sleep, and it sounded like you were doing your intro to videos. The hello everyone, I'm Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive. Oh, done. We will try some belching. We'll try some belching shortly. So apparently I do, yeah. I dream in content. I hope you see comments on the World Cup. Do you think the U.S. team has any chance? So I'm not the biggest soccer fan. I know a little bit about soccer, but not a ton. I do know enough to know that the U.S. is pretty bad at soccer. If we had a American football World Cup, we'd probably smack everyone. But in actual soccer or football, from what I know, we might be good enough to get out of the group stage, maybe. But then we're probably going to get smacked in the first elimination round. It seems like that's the general consensus, and that's probably true. That's true. We are very good at women's soccer. Women's soccer, we're like top tier, right? One of the best. But as far as men's soccer, we are very mid-tier. Very mid-tier. One thing about soccer, the correct name is football. Not if you're from America, though. In America, football means like tackling people and whatnot. I will say, question, if y'all know soccer / football, what's up with the flopping thing? Are you allowed to flop to try to get a penalty on the other guys or women? But is that just like part of the game? Because I know like in American sports, like basketball, there was a lot of flopping going on, and they made rules against it, and now they penalize people if they get caught flopping, or at least in theory they're supposed to. In soccer, is that just accepted? I feel like I see these highlight clips of people just flopping like ridiculously. Like someone gets close to them and they go down like they got taken out by a sniper or something. So who's supposed to win the World Cup? I know Europeans often win, or Latin America countries like Brazil and Portugal maybe are really good. But like, is someone favored this year? I haven't really looked into it a ton. I know that UK is not that good, right? They're not as good as they're used to be or supposed to be. They like used to be good, but they're not as good or something. Did Peru make it? Oh, maybe. I think I meant Peru, not Portugal. Who's the other big? Aren't there really two big Latin American, South American countries? I know Brazil's one of them. Is Peru the other one? Argentina. Maybe it was Argentina is the other like really big. Argentina. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking of. Definitely not Portugal. Yeah. Did I call? Hey, It's my American geography skills. Come on now. Actually, it was more misspeaking than anything, but yes, I think I did. What does Soul Sear do? Soul Sear is 5 damage to a creature or planeswalker, and it loses indestructible if it happens to be indestructible. Basically just a removal spell that can kill somewhat big things. It's going to attempt to kill this Siren Storm Tamer at some point. Zeta 2! So are y'all watching the World Cup? I remember last time I actually watched it a little bit, just because it's actually, even in America where we know we're gonna get smacked in the men's World Cup, but people still watch it a lot. So you usually watch it and like root for the home team, even though it's usually a national embarrassment. Zeta 2, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super, thank you. Well, let's Stone Rain a land. Get it countered, I assume. Or maybe our opponent doesn't care. Our opponent probably doesn't need that many lands. This seems like a sketchy matchup for land destruction, because this deck can function on very few lands. What are your thoughts on Gwenna plus a Serac combo? I mean, I think it's cool. Although the fact that you need a third piece is, I think, again, like normally, traditionally, when your combo is 3 pieces, most of the time that brings it from like somewhat competitive to more against the odds level. So the fact that you need an additional cost reducer, if this made 3 mana and could just cast a Serac, then I would be, okay, that's like probably a legit thing, at least in Pioneer, maybe in Modern even. Like, that would actually be a scary, potentially scarily good combo. As it is, when you need Gwenna and a Serac and an additional like cost reduction effect, I think it's really cool, and I could definitely imagine playing a deck around it. But I think it's more against the odds, especially since it's not. Wow, is this a salty? Is this a salt? Did we just salt him? All right, is mono blue counterspells salting out against land destruction, even though this is a horrible matchup for us? Opponent, what are you doing about it? What is going on over there? Opponent plays another land, goes to combat, gets an Izzes for 1. Yeah, we'll try Belcher. We will try Belcher after this match. Well, either this one in one, maybe after this match, or maybe one more. We'll see. If there's somehow we beat this deck, we'll try Belcher. Even though we might have to do a little work on Belcher, I'm saying. I have not had success with it so far. Well, all right, Stone Rain. How do we feel about number 2? Opponent keeps thinking about sacking that Siren Storm Tamer. Neutralize? Okay. That is a counter that is in this format. You have not cheated by putting that in your deck. I don't think I've ever seen anyone play this in this format when there's Archmage's Charm and a million other options, but it is technically legal. Oh god. All right. Let's do some rune blasting. Unfortunately, our opponent does not believe in non-basics. Opponent. What does your build look like? Well, go attacking. If you got a Belcher build or ideas for Belcher, so the one that I threw together was essentially trying to be like modern Belcher, but maybe there's a better way of doing it. Let's see if we can obliterate that. Please just let this Storm Tamer die, opponent. Please, please. Stop countering our stuff. All right, more neutralizes. Well, okay, Rune Blaster. Maybe we can just win the race. You gotta assume eventually our opponent's gonna draw something else, though, and then we're gonna have to anger the gods away our own board, which is so sad. There are no good rituals. You can play like Skirk Prospector. There's like a 2-drop that sacks itself for 2 mana. The only good ritual is Ironcrag Feat, which is specifically good with the Belcher kill. Like, gives you 7 mana, enough to play and activate Belcher. So that one's really good, but there's no Desperate Rituals, Pyretic Rituals, Dark Rituals, any of the early game rituals. Opponent. Someone with creativity to cheat it out. I mean, that's kind of cool. Although, I guess I also kind of feel like, I don't know. If you're able to creativity, is Belcher the best bet? Like, are they was the person creativitying and also playing no real land, so it was like guaranteed whatever, 40 damage or whatever. Have you tried Mono Green Robots? Have not tried Mono Green Robots yet. Opponents. I mean, yeah, being updated to hit Planeswalkers is definitely an upside. Well, I mean, I guess we just fire up the land. What a silly way for this game to play out. Lair of the Hydra. Still a little worried about our opponent just flashing in a creature and wrecking us, but go attacking. And I assume this is like Mono Blue Spirits. When are you going to enjoy the next pizza stream? It's about time for another pizza stream, isn't it? Opponent bounces the Lair of the Hydra. Scries to the top. Oh, have I tried any Transformers yet? I have not. Although, I'm pretty sure we're doing a Transformer Commander Clash. Brazen Borrower. Spectral Sail. All right, so opponent has decided to play their cards one after another after another. Opponent blocks. Drops to 10. Lair of the Hydra. Pass the turn. Opponent goes to combat. Gets in for 2. Can we win this game by racing? Maybe. Although I'm becoming less convinced. All right, Lair of the Hydra. Go to combat. Attack. Down to 6. Shatter Skull Smashing tapped. Yeah, our opponent might just barely squeeze this out. Might have just barely enough annoying cards to get there. What about Release to the Wind, Tibalt, and Prototypes? I mean, Tibalt with Release to the Wind is pretty sweet. About it goes attacking down to 3. Oh, that's not the best time for a tap land. Wow, we actually lose because it's a tap land? Oh, no. Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I think we're dead. Oh, mono. Boy, so many counter all your stuff decks today. Those matchups have not went especially well. We'll see if we got some. I'm mostly disappointed that have we resolved a single Karn? We've done all this and we've gotten a flawless victory and like we've had some really good games. But I feel like have we had a single Karn resolve to get a Liquimetal Coating? I don't think we have. Like the main plan of our deck just hasn't worked every single time it just gets countered. Every time. About it. Can I wear a Patriots t-shirt while eating pineapple pizza? That would be the only time I'd consider wearing a Patriots t-shirt. Oh, pineapple pizza. Yeah, we needed to set up another pizza charity stream, I think. Well, opponent lets it go. Elvish Mystic returns. Play the tap land. All right, can you flash in lethal damage? Do you have another Brazen Borrower? Brine-born Cutthroat. So this is just mono blue, probably budget mono blue flash, I guess. Mono blue counter spells. Kingo Shark. Oh, all right, Pony had lethal in several ways. Took him a minute to figure it out, but they got there. Kingo Sharks, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, hopefully. Oh boy. Oh boy. So annoying. They really need to hurry up and add the rest of the spirits so people will play spirits that are not just mono blue spirits. Mono blue spirits is such an annoying deck to play against. Those silly Curious Obsession decks. Some of the this is like such a bad land destruction matchup. Like depressingly bad. All right, I don't like that. I mean, they're supposed to be adding Innistrad Remastered at some point. So that should add the rest of the spirits to make a... Well, we got our Shifting Ceratops. That is a good one. I don't think our opponent... Like, our opponent's just drawing dead to that card, right? Like, if we just play Shifty, I think our opponent just scoops. I guess I could have, like, temporary answers. Terramander. Scary Terry, A. Well, all right. Play this untapped. Obliterating Bolt. Get rid of the Terramander. Headshot. Kira Ashmore for the 68th month. Welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm hyped for Explorer Anthology, although I don't think we'll get the spirits in it because they did announce that, yeah, and click GG. They did announce that they're doing Shadow over Innistrad Remastered, so I'd be surprised if... Yeah, I think that our one way to win is drawing our one sideboard Shifting Ceratops and trusting that our opponent has no chance of beating it, which I'm not sure they have any chance of beating it, honestly. They could maybe race us, but this seems really good against our opponent's deck. Well, go to combat. Hit ya. Opponent takes 5. Well, pass the turn. Ooh, Historic Brawling Anthology would be sweet. Opponent gonna opt. Mm-hmm. Hey, what's up, Swing for Zero? I'm doing wonderful. How are you? We're gonna try some Belching. Again, if anyone's got a Belcher list or Belcher ideas, we'll try the modernish version, but I mean, maybe it'll go smoother than I thought. All right. Kill that. Opponent gets a little 2-1. Untaps. But how do you beat Shifty? About it. Combat. And, I mean, you can't block it. You got 3 turns to kill his opponent. 3 turns. Opponent passes. Go to combat. Hit you for 5. Down to 9. Opponent takes it. Creeping Mold. Target a land. Counter it if you must. Counter it if you must. Hey, what's up, Ash? I'm doing good. How are you? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Getting shifty in here. I watched the most recent season of Rick and Morty. It wasn't bad. I still think Rick and Morty for me. Mostly peaked maybe season 3 to 4, somewhere in there. I don't think the most recent season is. It's tough. It's tough. It's got to be very tough to come up with that many good ideas over a long period of time. So I would say it's good. I think that the most recent season's good, but I don't think it's as good as their best seasons. Yeah, like some of the early seasons, I thought that basically every episode was really good. There were very few like weak episodes, but I think the more recent seasons got a lot more hit or miss. Like the episodes that are good are still pretty good. One thing I think is I feel like some of them are less thought provoking. I think some of the early season episodes were not just like entertaining, but I actually thought they dealt with interesting topics and showed more of that than the more recent seasons. I don't think have been is I don't know. I don't know if deep's the right word, but when is this deck legal? The deck is legal now. You can blow up as many lands as you want right now. I mean, I think like from the early season, I think the Unity episode was really good. I think like that had some really like impactful moments in it. I really liked just as far as being entertaining, I really like the two-part, like I think it was season 2 to season 3. The two-part one where Rick got arrested and broke out of jail. I think that was one of, just as far as entertainment value, one of my favorites. The one where they see their destruction and end up burying themselves in the backyard, like that I think was a really good episode. About it. It had nuance now. A lot of it seems like a bunch of references mashed together. Yeah, I wonder if it got a little too self-referential. Referential? Did I say that right? But I wonder if, like, yeah. I wonder if that's part of it, too. Nobody for this 64th month. Have you got any more thought about Philly Magic Con? I was thinking about going with my boy for my birthday. If you, I'm 100% going so I can show you my Allies Commander deck with Panorama God. So I'm still not 100%. I need to, I think what, tickets go on sale December 1st? I think it's December 1st. So I need to figure it out in the not that distant future. I am definitely leaning towards going. That's my expectation as of now is to go, but I haven't finalized plans. I talked to the Commander Clash guys today when we were doing Commander Clash, and Krim and Tomer both were not guaranteed, but interested and hoping to go. So that probably increases the chances of me going too if multiple Commander Clash crew members are going. So I'll try to let you know as soon as possible once I finalize it. So leaning yes, but not 100% still. Opponents. Curious Obsession. We had gotten a little lucky to dodge that. And then I feel like our Obliterating Bolt gets spell pierced. And then we cry. And then we scoop. And then we try to Belcher, I guess. Well, land on red. Alright, no spell pierce. No spell pierce. None of those shenanigans. Please just go away. Oh, all right. Living the Curious Obsession dream about it. There's definitely a chance. When are we getting a limited stream or vid for Brothers War? It's on the list. I've been the set release coming out on Tuesdays. Weird. So I've been trying to get caught up on the gameplay stuff, the normal stuff, but limited is definitely. I will do a limited episode. So it's coming. And there's a chance, depending on what people want, that we just like do a stream episode as well. Before I wanted to try to blow up lands, I was considering doing a limited stream tonight. Is this another Spell Pierce off of the Curious Obsession card draw? Still my least favorite play pattern. Not a Spell Pierce, so I guess that's sort of a win. We will tutor for an artifact, although, is there an artifact that actually does anything? Liquimetal Coating, not going to work here. Opponent drawing infinite cards. That's not great. I guess we take Perilous Vault. I don't expect to resolve anything meaningful, but you never know. Yeah. Yeah, it's back. The most annoying deck in recent years of Standard. It is back. Give me Okos, Omnas, Fires. I'll play those all day, but not Curious Obsession. Ugh. Wormcurl, just... I don't know. It has the same issue as everything else that it's not going to resolve. This matchup is very good at making me feel like I don't have a chance of winning. Occasionally you do win, but just the way it plays out, it makes me feel like there's no chance. I liked this deck in Standard because it was a competitive deck that was a budget deck, but my god, do I hate playing against the deck. Like, literally out of all the decks in recent Standards, and there have been many miserable ones, least favorite overall. It is, I mean, it's the, I think what it is I think this is kind of modern Magic before... It's kind of the play pattern I dislike about current Magic, the modern era of Magic, before that play pattern really took off. Because remember, this came in Ixalan, which was a super powered down set. But the play pattern that I dislike is just the Ragavan, like, snowball play pattern. And that's become what Magic is, like, been more and more about over the last couple years. And I feel like this was one of the first decks that really just... fully embrace that play pattern. Is there anything we can take that is relevant? Not really. Maze Mind's Tome? To draw cards, to try to keep up. I mean, Wormcoil, obviously, if it wasn't just going to get bounced or countered, would be good. But we got to expect that it's going to be bounced or countered. I mean, this was basically Rogues before Rogues. Like, if you didn't like Rogues, I would imagine you wouldn't like this deck. It's... the play pattern is, like, incredibly similar. Just to, like, stick at early threat and try to counter all your stuff. It's kind of the same exact thing. Huh. Would they counter... You know what? Let's take Maze Mind's Tome. Play a land. See if we can get them to counter this and then sweep with Brotherhood's End. That might be the bet. And if I let this go, well, then we can draw cards and maybe draw enough removal to fight through it. Opponent drawing 2 cards a turn. That's so many counters. It's so many counters. Opponent lets it go. That's actually bad. All right, well, in that case, I guess we just got to pass. And try to draw a card. Opponent untaps. This is historic at the moment. I think I'd still take Curious Obsession over the Teferi Hero of Dominaria Standard. Teferi was pretty obnoxious. I think Wizards just kind of like... they messed that up. Teferi shouldn't have been able to tuck itself. That was just too much. Opponent. Gonna do a little bouncing of our things. Sure. Grows their dorks. Oh, so this is gonna grow too big to get swept away anyway. Opponent scries to the top. And, well, I mean, I guess it's nice to see a budget deck do well. Yeah, opponent is playing at the slowest pace that I have ever seen. We're streaming and we're playing at like double the pace of our mono blue opponent. These games have not been that long. They have not been long games. Our opponent's turns have just taken incredibly long. Are the Transformers not legal in Commander? It says so on the Goldfish site. They are legal in Commander. If it says so on the site, I will have to ping Richard and see if we can get that fixed, because they definitely are legal. Come on, Magic Gods. Okay, well, this one's over. Island pass. Thanks for a half hour. Plays a curious obsession. Oh, really? You'd like to draw extra cards each turn? Imagine that opponent. Opponent goes attacking. Gonna draw a bunch of cards and kill our card. We draw. I mean, this game is over. I guess we should probably just scoop. But will they? The real reason we couldn't tutor up our worm coil engine is we know our opponent would have stoked the worm. that much is clear. In this matchup, no doubt. Oh, we don't even have a second green source now. The worst. All right, I'm done. I'm done with this matchup. Yeah, the problem is that cards like Magic Missile are just not good enough against any other deck. So I think you just gotta, or many other decks. So I think you just gotta accept that if you run into the 1 in a million that's playing Ixalan Standard in 2022 Historic, then I guess you just got it. I mean, plus it's just a bad land destruction matchup. Are you excited for the return to Ixalan? Personally, I kind of wish that they went to other planes. Don't really have any love for Ixalan. I'm kind of excited by it just because I'm kind of excited for it just because the first Ixalan was so underpowered that I expect that the new Ixalan will actually be pretty strong. The themes, I don't know. So you got what? Merfolk. Okay, Merfolk are fine. Vampires are a little weird because we just had a full-on vampire Innistrad set. So I get that they're a very popular tribe, but I would be fine with not having vampires. Pirates, I guess, are kind of neat at least and could use more support. And dinosaurs are fine. So I mean, I think it'll be interesting. I'm expecting them to switch places. I'm expecting a return to Ixalan to be very powerful, and I think that Eldraine's got to be super powered down. There's no way they can, or maybe they can just break it again. But I mean, those sets are just on such opposite ends of the power scale, with one of like literally the most broken sets of all time and one of the most powered down sets in recent years. Yeah, we need a good Huatli. We've never really had a good Huatli, have we? Huatli might be busted. Huatli the Mind Sculptor. Gonna go and watch the stream on TV while I open my collector booster box. Hey, good luck, Magikarp. Open some good stuff. I mean, an Oko returning makes sense, although I think it'll be a lot safer. I think you need creativity in this deck. So you think creativity is how you would try to go about it? I mean, I guess there are treasures to be sacked. It is another way to find Belcher. We can try it. Although the problem is, like, I don't know. I'm so used to Modern where you typically don't want to Belcher until you can win the game with it. So just like getting Belcher and being like, okay, like hopefully we can untap, that line of reasoning is just so weird compared to Modern Belcher. But maybe that's how it works in this format. I guess it would look probably something like this with creativity. Being able to have another way to find Belcher is nice. The challenge that I've run into is just like, because you got to play a mana base that's all MDFCs, your lands are really expensive in life and very tapped if they're not expensive in life. Dries, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup, Jeffrey. Thank you. Oh yeah, I guess if you're creativity, you got to cut all the... Boy, doesn't that make the deck way slower? You know what? Let's hold off on this creativity thing. You're right. We would have to cut all the creatures. So we can try creativity in a minute. Let's yeah, we'd have to cut 8 creatures. So any other suggestions? Any other suggestions on Belcher? How common is main deck artifacting in best of one? I assume it's like somewhat common, but I don't play best of one, so there's so many. No shape anew. Although creativity, indomitable creativity is basically red shape anew. So faithless looting just for filtering. Yo, what's up, Sky? How are you? Welcome, welcome. Wishclaw talisman. All right, let's just play a game. Let's just play a game and we'll go from there. Oh, shape anew to get around hitting the creatures. Yeah, that is true. So you'll see the challenge that I run into is just being able to stay alive. Yeah, the Ordex busted. That was really good. So we'll see. I mean, it's just like such an aggro format, although this is, apart from the fact that our land comes into play tapped, this hand is about as good as we could hope for. Like, if we get to 4 mana, we should win. Can we live that long? It would have definitely been helpful to draw another land. But 4 mana Ironcrag Feet Belcher is just lethal. Opponent plays a land. Land! We need a land! We need a land! Not a land. Well, strike it rich. If we lose because we cannot draw this land, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Opponent. If we draw a land, it's game. Oh, and the game is over. Karn the Great Creator, and we scoop it up. Okay. Well, should have drawn the land. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. This is how I'm playing my version. Okay, so going with like Magma Opuses for the ramp because you can't play any creatures. And kind of trying to go with the creativity. Okay. I mean, that looks sweet for a creativity build. Well, I guess we can bring in the Angers. And hope to not get Karned. Yeah, I mean, if we had hit lands, we would have still had a shot there. But actually, we can't activate Belcher through a Karn anyway. Yeah, Belcher's going to play fast games, that's for sure. Will any of them end with a win? That's another question. 1 green source. We are playing like 25 lands as well. So we actually have like a ton of lands. Okay. So, well, I mean, the problem here is... Yeah, let's just play a tap land. The problem here is we don't actually have a Belcher. About it. Elvish Mystic. Well, all right. Run out the land. Raglos Barbarian. Go. Yeah, we'll try the viewer creativity version. See how that goes. Opponent. Liquimetal Coating. And Llanowar Elves. Opponents all in on that land destruction. All in on the artifact destruction. Pact of Negation. Wow. Are we sacking this? I think we are. Wow, this feels so bad, but... This feels so bad, but I think it's what we gotta do. We might be setting ourselves up to lose, but... Our opponent playing Karn means we just straight up lose anyway. Kill the Llanowar Elves. Play the tap land. Can we draw a land? How do MDFC lands work with Arena Hand Smoother? It's a good question. I don't think that's ever been confirmed or public. Hopefully. Hopefully they do something. Well, all right, run it out. Pray that our opponent does not have a Karn or something similar. So we're getting the mana sort of there, other than Karn just locking us, but What are the chances that we immediately run into some Liquimetal Karn deck? We switch away from land destruction into Belcher, and we run into someone that's just shutting down all the treasures with Liquimetal Karn. All right, we untap. Valakut Awakening. Oh, we need Belcher. Where's our Belcher? Where is our Belcher? All right, let's do this. Sack the treasure. Opponent has 3 mana. Are we discarding the pact? Karn is so brutal. Yeah, we gotta discard Valakut. We gotta keep the pact. Discard Valakut Awakening. Draw some cards. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Yeah, opponent loves their emotes. All right, well, no Belcher. Yeah, might as well go attacking. Get in, hit ya. So technically, we could pact a Karn if we had to. It's incredibly painful, but it is a legal thing that we don't die to. Yeah, that's the idea. Paradise Druid, okay. Opponent passing. Belcher? Belcher for the win. If we top deck Belcher here, we do just win the game. Like, we literally win the game if we top deck Belcher. The game ends on the spot. Opponent passes on our upkeep. Sure. I mean, you don't have a Karn, though, so that doesn't do anything. Okay. Fable the Mirror Breaker. And Belching Recovery. Pass the turn. We need a Belcher. Well, okay. Life is much worse. Counter the card. Gotta cash in all of our treasures. Yeah, this is why Liquimetal Coating is better as a tutor target from the sideboard. In the main deck, it just doesn't do anything. All right, well, we got to pay to stay alive. This does cost us a lot of mana. We will loot away the Pact of Negation. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Our MDFCs are kind of paying off. Found it. Back down to 2 mana. Not dead yet. Hit ya. Wow, that Pact of Negation saved us. Yeah, I mean, the upside of every land being an MDFC is every land does something. That's not always something good, but every land does have the potential of doing something. Skirk Prospector. Flip the Saga. Well, go attack it. Make a treasure. Strike it, Rich. Skirk Prospector. Where's our Belcher? Yeah, I mean, we're on the janky we're technically goblins at the moment. Goblin Tribal. Yeah, our opponent is another one. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know about the main deck Liquimetal Coating plan. Not a huge fan. Sure. Yes. Now what? I feel like our opponent's doing this just so they feel less bad about drawing through Liquimetal Coatings. It doesn't do anything, but I mean, yeah, you might as well. And they send the goose message. Well, that's a redraw. Not a good one, but okay. Unexpected windfall. I'll go to combat hitch. We have so many treasures. We have so much mana, but where's the card? Or where's the Belcher, not the Karn? Please not a Karn. About it. Thinking. Making a food. Oh, maybe that's why they're doing it, so they can be tapped out. All right, Belcher. Where's the Belcher? Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't added Ensnaring Bridge yet. Or actually, I don't know. I was thinking today. Okay. I have a complaint. All right, can we just hit a Belcher? Come on. Come on now. Iron Great Feet. Make a treasure. Hit ya. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we're doing this. Seagate Restoration. Sack 9 treasures. Draw 2. Ah! There's the Belcher, but can we survive? Can we survive? Okay. Pass the turn. Alright. Alright, that's a Belcher. That's a Belcher. Does our opponent go land? Oh, there's the land. Where's the Karn? Where's the Karn? Where's that Karn? There's the Karn. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Opponent. They just added Belcher. Wow, they turn on a Liquimetal Coating? Interesting. Oh, we could have sacked enough goblins, you're right. Couldn't we have? Oh, that's my fault. Skirk Prosper's usually in the deck just to sack itself, but we have somehow ended up in a position where we have multiple goblins on the battlefield, which is unlikely. Okay. We'll go to combat. Karn's up to 6. Everything at Karn. Opponent. Blocks. Activates. Karn goes to 3. Play a Reckless Barbarian. Pass the turn. Opponent adapts. We're trying to win with Belcher. We want to win with Belcher. We don't want to win by attacking with Skirk Prospector. There's no glory in that. Winning with Skirk Prospector beats and Fable the Mirror Breaker, that's an embarrassment. Oh, come on. Now, all right, well, now I guess we just have to kill our opponent. If this is what they're doing, then I guess they just have layers and layers. Staxes and staxes. All right, so now I guess we do have to just try to win by attacking. That's the only option. Opponent names Belcher. They die though, right? Doesn't our opponent just die on this attack? Opponent. We go to combat. Oh, well, this is the embarrassing win, but I guess we don't have a choice because our opponent has so many. How does our opponent draw 2 or 3 cards every game and we cannot ever draw one of them? Opponent. Blocks with the goose. Well, MDFC. I mean, I guess the Spikefield Hazard win's kind of sweet. I guess we'll accept that part of it. Yeah, that part is nice. Do you think that Diabolic Intention has space in this deck? I think Tutors would be good in this deck, but I don't think that Diabolic Intent specific. I can't believe we won with Belcher. I can't believe we won with Belcher by attacking with Fable the Mirror Breakers. That is not how this deck is supposed to win. Not even a tiny bit. All right, we'll do a bit of trimming to get the Cinder Vines in. I think that's probably the best bet. I mean, the deck does have a possible nut draw of winning on like turn 3. We have a new donation from, I guess that's true. We should have sacked stuff in one earlier. We have a new donation from Dries. 1 year. Also, seems like a good place to ask, to answer your question from the podcast. The first goldfish thing I remember watching was Budget Modern Flying Man. Ooh, that was a minute ago. When I was a broke college kid, now y'all got me as a fanboy. Well, Dries, thank you for the donation and for the answer. The Flying Men deck, that was quite a while ago. That was several years ago. That deck was pretty sweet. I wonder if that deck could work now. Is the donation sound too loud? I can probably turn it down. I don't know. Someone said my audio's been quiet lately, and I'm not sure why. Apparently I gotta work on that at some point. Should Tron Lands be an arena? So I think it's weird that they're not adding Jumpstart to arena. But I think that Tron in specific would not actually be very fun. I think it'd be pretty overpowered. 1 land and it's green, but we do have the Belcher and we do have the Iron Crag feet. Oh, so close. Okay, more lands in Iron Crag feet and Belcher. Oh, this is actually, oh boy. Yeah, we will keep. Is this the turn 3 win, maybe? If we don't get... Alright, we gotta think about this. Oh, chat, what do we do? The problem is if they play Karn, it all falls apart. So our dream here is turn 1 Spike Field Hazard. Turn 2, Strike It Rich, Shatter Skull Smashing. Turn 3, land Iron Crag Feet, win. But our opponent's on the play. If they play Karn, we can't activate our Charbelcher and all this falls apart. The other option is Spike Field Hazard the Elf. But then we are going to be quite a bit slower. We have enough mana, but it slows us down by a turn. I do think if this was not a Karn deck, I don't think we do this. But the fact that Karn just shuts down our combo, I think we got to kill it. The problem is now this is a turn 4 draw. Strike It Rich. And our opponent has even more mana dork, so the Karn could still easily be coming. We could just draw an untapped red source, but there's 3 left in the deck. Elvish Mystic. Paradise Druid. Well, play the land. Strike It Rich. This is it. It all comes down to this. Hold. If you play Karn, opponent. Hold. Belching. Come on. Nissa. That's fine. That's fine. That's not a Karn. That's fine. That is fine. Untaps the land. I guess I could play something off this forest, but hits us. Liquimetal Coating. That doesn't change anything. Oh, we got there. Mystical Salvage Pod. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Well, we will Iron Crag Feet. And make 7 mana. That lets play Goblin Charbelcher. And opponent. Boom. Activate. 50 to the face. Deck revealed. Belcher win. We beat the card. I'm so glad we won that one too. Oh, I gotta update the deck list, don't I? Yeah, our opponent, I think they were just trying to tap out. I mean, that's the upside of Belcher. Like, Belcher is a broken combo piece. The challenge of Belcher is finding the right build to support it. But the upside is immense. Like, it is a deck that can easily win on turn 3. Just like 50 damage to the face if not disrupted. So that's the upside. I will update the deck list, and we will try the Indomitable Creativity version in a minute too, I think. At least a game or two. Looney, how are you? Good to see you. Do I always play ranked? I wouldn't say like 100% always, but a very high percentage of ranked, yeah. every once in a while, if I'm playing something really janky and I'm just trying to like pull off some crazy against the odds thing, every once in a while every once in a while I will go down to unranked just to try to hit more diverse matchups and different decks. That's the 2 times I play unranked are really janky against the odds deck every once in a while. If I lose a bunch in rank, sometimes I'll drop down to try to make something cool happen. Or sometimes in rank, if I play, well, I take Spikefield Hazard. Or if I play a bunch of ranked and just play Esper like 10 times in a row, sometimes I'll switch to unranked just to try to get a different matchup. Like this morning, when I first started playing and recording this morning, I played against Grixis so many times in a row, and I was... There's nothing wrong with Grixis. I don't have anything against it. It's a fine deck, but yeah, it is not enjoyable to play the same deck again and again and again. Yeah, opponent not taking Belcher is an interesting call. Although taking the land does hurt us. Can we draw land? No. All right, Reckless Barbarian. If our opponent doesn't kill this, they die. I don't know if they know that, but if they just like run out some random vampire or something, this is deadly. I guess a Johnny counts as a random vampire, and GG. Opponent's gonna learn a lesson about how Belcher works. We thought we were gonna teach arena players a lesson about land destruction, and we did a little bit, but what we're really doing is teaching arena life game players a lesson about how Belcher works, apparently. Iron Gray. I don't think our opponent sees this coming. I don't think they see this coming at all. Iron Crag feet. Belcher. They could have thought sees this away. Do they? I don't think they know what this is. Well, opponent. You will learn about the Belcher kill with 2 lands. Arena players do love their soul sisters. Wow. Yeah, opponent was a little short on the life gain there. They were close. They were getting there. Another couple of turns of soul sistering and they would have had us. Oh, hard to believe I've been watching your stream for almost 6 years. It's hard to believe that we've been streaming for 6 years. And hey, yeah, like my mind still boggles when I think about it. I can't wrap my head around it. When I see the numbers, when someone like Awesome Dude resubs or whatever, I think Awesome Dude is #1 on the sub chart still. 73 months. Like, that's so long. It's so long. Well, we are belchering people, and that's pretty sweet. Let's do that again. Well, maybe creativity's not like super necessary. I don't know, or maybe we're just getting lucky. That's also possible. What's an awesome dude? That's just the Twitch username. The person. If you go down below this stream, there's a ranking of the people who've been subbed to the channel for the longest time, and awesome dude is just barely in front of Jiris and Jay Zoller. Awesome dude's got 73 months. The next 2 are 72 months. This hand, land, Fable. This hand's not as explosive. It does have double Fable. You know what? Let's just mulligan it. Let's try to get a hand. Oh my god, this hand's actually pretty good. Okay, well, opponent. Let's see if they thought sees the Belcher this time. Did they learn? I mean, this looks like a turn. Turn 3 kill if nothing goes wrong. All right, opponent takes a Spikefield Hazard. Did they learn from game 1? This is the true test of your skill, Beholder 952. Are you a Magic player who is capable of learning from your past mistakes? The answer is yes. Opponent did learn from their past mistake. They took the Belcher. Okay. Well done, Beholder 952. See, we're actually just helping Arena Zoomers today. We're teaching them. We're improving them as Magic players. Oh, sure, you got us. Arena players really do love their life gain decks. Indulging Patrician. Flying lifelink. Beating your end step. If you gain 3 more life, each opponent loses 2 life. Well, now we gotta find another Belcher somehow. Opponent, Liliana the Bale. Now, this is going a little worse. Just a smidge. Opponent ticks up.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Oh, come on, Belcher. Belcher off the top for the win. Belcher off the top for the win. Every time you make fun of Soul Sisters, I hope you guys face a string of them when you record. I like Soul Sisters. Actually, the mocking of Soul Sisters comes from me liking Soul Sisters, not from... Oh, my... Oh, opponent, you learned and it still didn't matter. You did everything right this time, friend. Like, this one's not on you. This is on the Magic Gods just really not wanting this life gain deck to win. Hey, Belcher off the top. 50 to the face. Should have gained more life. Yeah, that was a luck sack win. Yeah, that's the problem. It's always me saying, oh, this card could be good in Soul Sisters because I like Soul Sisters. Yeah, I feel a little bad for our opponent after that last one. Because the first game, they kind of deserved the punishment for not taking the Belcher. The second game, yeah, I mean, you can't make them discard the top card of their deck. Hey, welcome, Jacko Slack. Good to have you back. Good to have you back. We'll have to play life gain again sometime. Play some actual Soul Sisters. What about those packs you plan to crack on stream? So the person who sent me these packs to open for them has not shown up today, which is that's been the issue. Is I think it's mostly a time zone thing because they're like, I think they're in Israel or somewhere in that area. So it's mostly been a time zone thing where the times that they're on. I think I can show you. I actually set up a little pack opening thing, so I'd be able to open the packs. Like got the playmat and everything, and we'd be like professional pack openers. But they didn't show up tonight, so I guess it's on hold for a future stream. Someday. This hand does not win, so we will mulligan. This hand. It's got a Belcher, so we will keep. Mana. Yeah, we'll put Seagate Restoration to the bottom. All right, can we get to the Belch? Yeah, the keyboard's been through better days. It's my backup. I go through so many keyboards. I had a better. Hey, see you, Mr. Zara. I go through so many keyboards. I have this bad tendency to spill coffee on my keyboards and destroy them. And then I never actually throw them out when they get destroyed. Instead, I end up taking in and just sitting them on a shelf somewhere because I think, well, I know there's going to be a time. I know there's going to be a time when I do this again and I spill coffee on my new keyboard, and then I'm going to desperately need a keyboard for like 3 days until another one comes in. So yeah. So that's basically what happens. About it.
Haven't you ever heard of...
Hey, what's up, Dark Volrath? Good to see you. Welcome. So the challenging part of this matchup, I think, is... our opponent. Oh, this is the win if our opponent has nothing. But what are the odds of our opponent having nothing? Like, it's literally the win right here. This is literally the win, but I don't think we can go for it. I like slightly clicky. If you have keyboard recommendations, I could definitely use one because I need a new one. You say go for it? I mean, if they counter it, we scoop, right? 4 cards in hand, mana at the ready. Yeah, you said go for it. Iron Crag V. Oh god. There being a delay is not comforting. Charbelcher. Chat. 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 Chat, 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 chat. Oh, chat. Oh, chat, chat, chat. I mean, I think I have a tendency to play too conservatively sometimes. But that was a little aggressive. That was an aggressive belching there. We just kind of went for it. So yeah. Why the concede? I don't think there's any way to get back into it. At that point, with us being empty-handed and our opponent having Liliana and multiple cards in hand, I don't think there's any way we get back into it. Because if we draw the Belcher, we can't even cast it, right? We just spend our resources. I don't know. Maybe we should have stuck around to see if we could just luck into it somehow. But I think our odds of winning were like 0%. I think the other option was like wait a turn. We could wait a turn, discard the card draw spell, and see if our opponent did something greedy like tap out. Huh. Land. Ironcrag Feet, some card draw. Fable. No. I mean, this hand isn't belching, but it's not horrible. Ooh. All right, we'll try this. Hopefully, we don't get hit by discard. This defense grid would actually be super nice. Defense grid is our sideboard answer. A retro artifact, by the way. But it's a retro artifact that could actually stop the counter spells. As long as we don't get thought seized here. All right, no thought seized yet. Well, let's get down the defense grid. Make sure we have the defense. Cha-cha-cha. What's the math on numbered cards? I didn't get one. That's a good question. I know they are very rare. Um, 500 of each, there's 60 of them. So there's 30,000? Yeah. I'll have to dig around for it. I haven't actually seen hard numbers on it. I'll play the tap land. Opponent. I would like to know, because what makes it interesting is because we know how many of each card there are, and that number is solid, if we know how frequently they show up, then well, I mean, we got to run it out. If they can kill it, it's super bad, but there's a Belcher, there's a Spike Field Hazard. We can actually figure out exactly how many collector boosters they sold. Oh, Expressive Iteration. Are we getting the slow belch win? Ah, opponent can't beat it. Should have held on to that artifact destruction there, opponent. Greedy opponent. All right. Well, the deck has actually not worked too bad. Why Ornithopter 137 in specific, Magikarp? Also, how was the rest of the box? Any goodies? Anything valuable? Yeah, Belcher, I was worried going into this that we wouldn't win because I played a couple games in testing and just got crushed by aggro. But it's actually worked surprisingly well. Yeah, all right. I mean, Belcher and Ironcrag Feet. Does not get through our opponent's disruption, but not bad. Not bad at all. Spike Field Hazard. If our opponent gets too greedy, we could just get him. All right, well, there goes Belcher. Strike it rich. Valakut Awake. Actually, that's better than Hazard, right? All right, Spike Field Hazard, go. About it. That's all right. We're just gonna top deck a Belcher anyway. That's how this works, right? Whenever we get Thoughtseize, we just top deck the Belcher and win. That's been our MO tonight. Has anyone? Ooh, Foil Staff is sweet. And 2 Flesh Gorgers. That's a great pack. Mono red Oops all spells. Yeah, it's actually. Oh my Belcher. Oh, we can't do it though. We can't do it. We gotta pretend like we don't have it. I don't think we can do it. Our opponent doesn't know we have it. So hopefully our opponent taps Silver Scrutiny. So hopefully our opponent like taps out for a Nicobolas or something, and then we just get them. Opponent passes. Unexpected Windfall. Discard a unexpected Windfall. If our opponent wants to Archmage Charm this, we will accept it. They just let it go. Oh, Pact to Negation. Pact to Negation. Pact to Negation. Oh. Does that mean we go for it? We can beat a counter? We can't beat 2 counters. Oh, no, we can't, though, because we need... We can't because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Well, I guess we can. I was going to say we need Ironcrag Feet mana, but we don't actually... Belcher? Belcher. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I guess we win on second thought. Why do we keep winning with... Wait, is Belcher real? Is Belcher actually just real? Why do we keep winning with Belcher? I thought this deck was going to be so janky. All right, well, I mean, we haven't lost yet. Maybe we don't need Indomitable Creativity because we just keep winning. I think part of it, too, is maybe people haven't really played about it before. Played with it, but against it before, is what I was trying to say. People haven't really played against it before, so I feel like maybe we're slightly taking advantage of the fact that people just don't know. Like the life gain opponent, you could see in game 1, they had no idea what we were doing. Well, that's a nut draw. Yes, keep. Luris probably mean... Oh, Luris is still in this format. Luris probably means Thought Seizes for, yeah, literal days. But we have a new donation from a Rockalypse. $5 donation. How to make a life gain player get salty on Arena. Play Danitha Benelish Hope with a Helmahos and Colossus Hammer in the graveyard. That sounds spectacular. What a Historic Brawl? Must be Historic Brawl. That sounds super sweet. Thank you for the donation. That's so much life. So much life. Yeah, Belcher is sweet. It is cool to see new combos making their way to Arena. Well, there's Ironcrag Feet. Well, all right. So far, we've done a really good job of drawing Belcher when we need it. Now would be a good time. Now would be a good time, Magic Gods. Actually, no, one more turn. All right, Thoughtseize, sure, that's fine. We don't have the Belcher anyway. One more turn and then Belcher off the top. It's happening. Card number 50. Card number 50 in the deck. That's a Belcher. Opponent. Pathway and maybe they're like a Death Shadow deck. Goes attacking. All right, well, 2 more. Card number 49, I mean. All right, opponent, gonna Portable Hole our Prospector. What is our opponent's deck? What are they doing? What are they doing? I'll play the tap land pass the turn. Opponent goes attacking. No Field of Ruin. All right, just gets the dork. I'll run out Fable. Fable is a good way to help us find our Belcher. No! Oh, goodness. Seriously? Really? Okay. So opponent is fair enough. Get out the mana type counter. Yeah, I mean, respect. Game recognize game, or whatever they say. Opponent gets in. Fable the Mirror Break. No. Okay. Only one. The funny thing is, even after all this... Alright, opponent has spent every single Magic the Gathering card in their life. It is now gone. Opponent's going to pump their Knight. The problem is we are short on mana. We need... As percent... No. Well, discard and discard. Play the tap land. Yeah, we have... I mean, we have one turn. We have one turn to top deck Belcher, and that's it. That's all. Opponent. Come on. Pumps. Attacks. Annoys. Runs out. All right, Belcher. Belcher off the top. Belcher off the top. No. Strike it rich. All right. Hey. Ay. Well. That mana tithe. So we definitely need Ley Line of Sanctity, and I assume our opponent's going to... Didn't they have a creature land? I'm pretty sure they had a creature land, which would make it lethal. Yeah, you're right though. We could have used Kiki to block, but because of the creature land, even with the block, the Hive of the Eye Tyrant still gets us. But it was close. I mean, and that is one of the issues, and one of the upsides of perhaps one of the upsides, I think, of trying to go Indomitable Creativity is it is kind of like giving you extra Belchers. As you saw there, if your Belcher gets disrupted especially, things can go wrong. There's only 4 Belchers in the deck, and without a Belcher, I mean, I guess we did win one game without a Belcher, but without a Belcher, we are... very, very unlikely to win. Like, it is Belcher or bust, really. That is true. I have been... So the Cinder Vines is to answer stuff like Pithing Needle. We don't know that our opponent has Pithing Needle, but there's a pretty reasonable chance that it's the kind of card that people know to bring in against Belcher. So Cinder Vines is hopefully heading off a potential sideboard card that our opponent could have that we just otherwise literally are drawing dead to. Worst case, if they don't have Pithing Needle, we can discard it to an unexpected windfall or something. Whoever's asking about the odds of a serial number card, it is less than, by quite a bit, a 1% chance. Only 31,500 of the serial number cards exist in the entire world. Yeah, that number's right. I'm curious what your odds are of opening one in a given pack or a given box. Because if we could... doesn't Wizards have to publish that in some countries? Like, aren't there rules? Or maybe they're just selling these in North American packs? But aren't there rules in some countries that you have to know the odds of your pulls? Because if we could get that number, that it's X% per pack or per box, we could figure out exactly, like, to the box, how many collector boosters they printed, which would be very interesting. I don't plan on opening packs ever again in my life if I can help it. I mean, honestly, that's probably wise from a financial perspective. Opening packs are a pretty bad deal. Opponent takes the Cinder Vines, which suggests that they probably are pithing needling or something along those lines. Opponent plays a land. Knight of the Ebon Legion. We're actually not that far away. Spike Field Cave, go. I mean, if we can draw Ironcrake Feet, we can win. How about it? Plays land. What do you think of Golden Packs? Oh, come on now. All right, Thoughtseize number 2 is bad news. Golden Packs are amazing. Such a huge, that's unfortunate. Such a huge upgrade to the arena economy. One of the first ever. Oh. Okay. Oh, this is that super broken not real card, right? That everyone was complaining about when it was first put out. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's the one that everyone was complaining about. Hey, thank you, Ray Orty. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to get the information about the Golden Packs out there, and I also thought, like, sometimes we can be so negative, and rightly so, because there's a lot to be negative about, but I think it's really important that when there's things to be positive about, we're just as vocal about being positive. So I thought it was important for that reason. I mean, opponent's down to 10, but double Knight of the Ebon Legion is not a slow clock. All right. I mean, basically, we got to find the Belcher. We got the mana. We got to find the Belcher and dodge the hate / thought seizes for days. We can unexpected windfall for it. There's a creature land again. Opponent goes to combat. Opponent attacks. About it. Well, I mean, I think it mostly comes down to this. Opponent hits us. Come on, deck. Come on. Show us that Belcher. Show us that Belcher. Grows the Dorks. We're at 5. Unexpected windfall. Discard the Barbarian. Ah! It's Belcher. It's a Belcher. It's a Belcher. It's a Belcher. Belcher? Activate Belcher? Help you turn on your Death Shadows? If you had a button that would remove... Got him. If you had a button that would remove Shieldred from Standard, but it also added Stoneforge Mystic and Sword of Fiend Famine to Standard, would you press it? Huh. That's an interesting question. Stoneforge isn't a card that I actively dislike, although it is a card that is very powerful for Standard. Probably too powerful if you start throwing swords in, although it would be interesting. Would it be too powerful in 2022? It was too powerful a decade ago, but in the context of our current format, would it still be too powerful? I don't know. It would definitely be a very good card. I'm not diminishing the power of Stoneforge, but would it be like bannably good, even without Squadron Hawks, even without Jason Mind Sculptors, even without Gideons, and in the context of just like another decade of power creep? Shieldred, the main thing about Shieldred is it shuts down me drawing cards. Come on. Come on now, Shieldred. I don't think Shieldred's just like too powerful in an absolute sense. It just annoys me that how it punishes you for drawing cards to find answers to it. That's the part that I dislike, basically. Oh, Pioneer Hammer Time would be absurd if we had Stoneforge. Like, over the top good. Oh, okay. We got Leyline. Only one land. Leyline's so good, though. Yeah, we're gonna trust. We're gonna trust in the Magic Gods. We're gonna trust in the Belcher luck. Oh yeah, Stonebrain just beats us. Like, straight up beats us. Not if we have Leyline, though. Leyline doesn't get around it. About it. So I don't know. I do think some of the, like, I think some of the angst about Shieldred is a little bit overblown, but I do understand why people get upset about it, because it is a very punishing and a very strong card. But I don't think it doesn't even have an ETB. Like, it is, I think it's a kind of strong card that we want. I think the problem is it's on top of a bunch of other strong stuff in the same format. It's in the strongest color, but I feel like mid-rangey threats that don't have an ETB trigger and need to stay on the battlefield to be good, I feel like that's a pretty good place to put the power in sets compared to things that, remember where we were, where it was like, this card comes down and immediately doubles your mana, like Nissa or Wilderness Reclamation or Fires of Invention, or this card has a busted ETB trigger like Omnath, or this card has like Omnath or Uro. So I feel like if they're going to concentrate the power in, something like a Siege Rhino, which is a pretty good comparison, that needs to sit on the battlefield to actually be effective, I think I'm on board for that. I think that's actually good plays. I think if black was not such a dominant color, I don't know if Shieldred would actually be considered a problem card in a lot of formats. Belcher. We gotta find the Belcher. I think we get one more turn, maybe? No, we don't. Do we? I don't think so. Belcher. We need a Belcher. Okay, we just need to top deck the Belcher. Okay, so I think we still get one more turn. Boy, Mana Tithe is brutal. Belcher? Oh, let us live! Let us live! Let us live! Let us live! We just want to live! Opponent pumps! That's not lethal, though. Hits us! Gross it. Iron Crank feet. Belcher. Belcher just keeps winning. And got him. Opponent, respect for the Mana Ties, but Belcher's gonna belch. I do get that. Getting punished for drawing cards is annoying, and I don't even like that. I don't even like that aspect of Shieldred. That is, so I get that part. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do one more. I can't believe we probably should end here because I think we're going to lose horribly this last game, but we haven't lost. So let's do one more Belcher game. One more Belcher game. Can we go completely undefeated with Belcher? I don't get it. I don't get it. I honestly, like I said, I did a couple of test games with this and just got crushed by aggro. So I was a little worried. I mentioned that before we even played the deck. Like, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know, like, if this build is right. But for some reason, maybe we're just, like, luckying into it. But for some reason, we've been crushing people. Shieldred makes it back to Pioneer. Ooh, oh boy, this is the nut draw if we don't get hit by Thoughtseize. Makes it back to Pioneer, not really Modern, though. Okay, so I guess we need one more land for it to be the full nut draw. All right, Shatter Skull Smashing, untap, strike it rich. I mean, we gotta get to 4 mana. We even got 2 Belchers this time, which is nice. Opponent. Hello, friend. Don't Thoughtseize us. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, it's Guild Gates. Oh. Okay. Spike Field Hazard. Come on, land. Come on, land. Come on, land. Opponent, tap land. Well, all right. Not the full nut draw, but we'll run out Fable. Opponent. This treasure could be big. We still could win next turn if we hit the... If we draw an untapped land and hit the treasure. Oh, gross. Okay. 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 Undefeated. Undefeated. Undefeated with Belcher. Skirk Frost. Oh, that also works. That's +1 mana. Play it for 1. So we just need a land. Discard, discard. We don't even need a land. We just win, right? We just win because of the treasure. I think. Go to combat, hit ya. Get a treasure. Prospector. Sack the Goblin. Iron Crag. Is this turn 3? Is this just straight up turn 3 win? Sorry, Gates. 2 lands, no problem. Okay, turn 4. Turn 4 is still pretty good. Still not bad. Well, I think we got to bring in the Cindervines in this matchup. They shouldn't have discard. Maybe just Cindervine's Pact to Negation. Is Delver... So, what do you think? Is Belcher a legit deck in this format now? I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to get it bad. Hey, C-Swing for 0. Yeah, I love the Gates deck, so I kind of hate wrecking Gates too, but Gates... Yeah, Gates feels like a dream matchup. So I think Gates... Their best bet is... Wow, this is another decent draw. Their best bet is probably having a sideboard counter spell. I would say is probably the most realistic path. But I also think this is just... This is not really the kind of matchup that Gates want to be playing. Gates want to be like going toe-to-toe with decks that have creatures and stuff because they have just huge creatures and good sweepers and good card draw. They don't want to really be trying to beat Belcher. I mean, and there are like Stonebrain and some of those things. Those are actually very, very good answers now. So they could have those type of cards. So there are sideboard cards that just get us. We'll see which ones they actually have access to. It's also worth mentioning that I don't know if anyone's sideboarding for Belcher at this point. Like, I don't think many people are playing Belcher. So I'm not sure that, like, sideboarding for it is an actual thing. Ooh, Pact of Negation. Huh. Well, this is painful, but... Yeah. Unexpected Windfall. Make some treasures, Valakut Awakening. So we have 5 mana. We need like 2 more turns. Okay, Circuitous Root. Opponent hits us. Now I think we actually just run out the Belcher. Yeah. So we run out the Belcher, because what this does is it allows us to win on our upkeep and pack something during our opponent's turn if we need to. We can win with the pack trigger on the stack. Land. Grows the Gatebreaker Ram. Okay, Grow Spiral. No land. Pact of Negation. Oh! Game? Hopefully. Ebriel Blazer. Ha! It worked. It worked. And now, with the pack trigger on the stack, we drop to 2. We untap. Before we die, we do a little Belching. Oh, got him. Oh. Well, apparently Belcher's busted. I am surprised. I did not think it was busted, but we just went undefeated and just kind of crushed people. So I don't know. Maybe Belcher's actually good. Maybe the format's not prepared for it, but it seems like the idea of the deck, if you go back to it, It's built to be like modern Belcher. That is the goal. We got a new donation as well. We got a new donation from, wow, McCary, $20 donation. I know it's early, but what do you think has been the breakout deck in Standard? I found Soldiers to be quite good, and I've run into some big Urza lists that seem strong in the late game. What would you say your current power ranking is? So, okay, McCary, thank you so much for the big donation. It is early, so this is subject to change. My first impression is the decks that were already good are still good, and probably the best decks. Grixis, Esper, Mono Blue Delver, all the black piles. Like, I still play against those the most. But if we're going to put those aside for a minute and focus on new decks, I think Urza has been some sort of Urza control, Urza ramp deck. I've seen some of those be pretty impressive. I think Cityscape Leveler is an impressive card, but I go to the home for it. I've been messing around with like Aura's decks that I think are actually like really good and match up really well with the black decks, but I haven't seen anyone else playing those decks. I think as far as just straight up Brothers War decks, it's probably Soldiers, but I don't think anyone's really gotten the right build of them yet. Like, you can be mono white, you can be Azorius, you can be 3-color, you can be more tempo-y and flashy, you can be more beatdown and countery, you can play the Kalis Reconstruction Collected Company. So I think that Soldiers is probably the overall big winner. However, like I said, I think everyone's still trying to figure out like the right build, the best build, which build they do best with. So yeah, I'm going with that for now. But thank you again for the donation. Anyway, everyone, yeah. So I think that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. As far as this deck, it's supposed to be based on Modern Belcher. I wasn't sure it was going to work that well, but apparently it worked way better than I expected. Maybe we got lucky. I'm sure we got a little lucky, but our sideboard plans were good. The pact negations were good. So if you're looking for something different to do in Historic, Belching is sweet. As far as Gruul and Destruction, I don't think it's as competitive as I would like. It's fun. We got a flawless victory. We got a little bit of salt out of opponents. But as we saw, it's super matchup dependent. In some matchups, it's really good and really funny, and we just get people. In other matchups, against like the Prowess deck or against Mono Blue, Counter All Your Stuff, Curious Obsession, we're kind of just like drawing dead going into the matchup. So it's a fun jank deck, but it is really super high risk and like not even high reward, but like medium reward. When it works really well, it's awesome. But yeah, your best matchups, you're like okay and kind of like fighting through, and your worst matchups, you're just like, I'm dead from when you reveal your first land drop. But yeah, Blood Moon would make it so much better. Also, like Ensnaring Bridge for the Karn package would be so much better. But anyway, everyone, that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. Reminders, if you missed anything, head over to the replay YouTube, check it out. Normal YouTube, tons of stuff going up on there. And one more shout out to our sponsor, Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards from Brothers or otherwise, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome and spectacular. And I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. I know I don't play that much Historic, so even though if maybe it's not your favorite format or you don't play it anymore, thanks for hanging out, having fun, checking out the awesomeness. Tons of stuff going up on the YouTube over the weekend. We will be back on Tuesday for another stream. So until then, everyone, thank you so much for being awesome. Have a great night. Have a wonderful weekend. I don't care what you're doing. Oh, and if you're hanging out for the weekend, Pioneer stream for the RPTQ. So while I'm around over the weekend, I'm going to be watching that. If you're bored and want to watch the Magic coverage, come hang out. I think it's in the Dream Hacks Twitch. So I'll be in there in and off and on in between doing other stuff. So until then, everyone, I love you all. You're amazing. Have a great one, and I will talk to you soon.